Oh yeah, dub host in the building. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's really finna be a dub host episode. I promise y'all. I got my two dogs with me. I got Mars Blackman in the house. I got Big Ox Bob in the house.
What up? Hey, y'all missed me yesterday, man. I seen that.
Host in the building.
I seen what y'all was trying to pull off yesterday, man.
Oh yeah, we for sure missed you. I know. Speaking for myself, I know. Yeah, it was.
Man. Ron, look, next time I gotta have a dinner. Next time I got a dentist appointment, y'all might as well go ahead and cancel this joint. Say like that, man. Hey, for real. Hey, chill time. Next time, y'all don't even try that one no more. That was a debacle yesterday.
No more episodes without Big Ox.
Facts.
I can get with it.
I mean, I know how to combat that. All we gotta do is call J-Rob.
Hey. Well, shit, you didn't do that.
Hey, I'm just saying he's the Daniel Gafford to your Derek Lively, or Derek Lively to your Derek.
Well, that first of all, let me go ahead and make sure that that's not taken out of context. I don't want anybody to think that that was a shot at my man Kalen, or like that was a shot at my man Early. You know what I'm saying? That was a shot at everybody, ticket and swiping included. You know what I'm saying? The only people I wasn't taking shots at was Chilltown and Mars.
Very political.
You gonna be an L host regardless. But them other fuckers, they wasn't host.
So Ox, at the end of the day, your game is whack. It don't matter. That's basically what he's saying. Your game is whack. It don't matter what
my game whack, or it's just like on some Russell Westbrook. You could expect a few turnovers. And so maybe a shot off the top of the backboard.
It for sure look a lot whacker than it is. I can say that.
Okay, all right, for sure.
I'd be worse. Take that. You actually kind of dope. That outfit you got on is whack. Don't take that off.
Oh man. Well, with that being said, my outfit is a Player's Choice X Casual. If you haven't got a chance to, go the FNC merch out. Okay.
Yeah,
we merged out today, y'all. We merged out today.
Hey, matter of fact, real quick, yo, chat. I'm missing my X Casual hoodie. I just had it. I went missing sometime this weekend, man. Y'all, hey, tell your mamas, aunties, and girlfriends to check their closets and make sure they don't got my hoodie.
we know where it's at. We know where it's at. Because I live in a house with a bunch of women, so we know where the hoodie at. So let's not act like we don't know where the hoodie at. We know where it's at. So run it. So let's cut it out.
Somebody come up with that hoodie, man.
It didn't just walk out the house, huh, Ox?
They about to blackmail you, Ox. If you want your hoodie back, you don't want us to tell everybody where the hoodie's at. They might need a couple coins.
But I ain't tripping. Send the screenshots. Post them.
All right, y'all. Well, let's get into it. At first, I want to shout out to everybody that's already in here. Go ahead and like the video early. And check out Player's Choice merch too while you at it. We already gave it a shout out, but I'm going to go ahead and throw this on the screen early. Scan this QR code. If you haven't got an opportunity to, go to a good place on the web. That's a good place to be, playerschoicemerch.com. All right, well, y'all know what's the start topic for today. That overtime game last night was crazy. Philly pulled it out in overtime. Mars, you was on playback watching it.
Yes, you were, Mars.
Man, I tried to tell you, man. Philly and 7, man. We're not giving up. We're not giving up. Philly and 7. I know.
Say what's up. I did stick my head in there last time. Say what's
Appreciate it, man. I know we was down 6 with like 30 seconds to go. But Tyrese Maxey had some for us, man. He saved the day, 4-point play. Then he wants to go shoot from Damian Lillard, Steph Curry range. I don't know why they didn't foul. That blows my mind that they didn't foul, but I'm not complaining. I want to say, like, overall, I think the Sixers played pretty well, especially defensively, apart from the second quarter. I think they played well defensively. I think they played well enough to win the game, but I also think the Knicks played well enough to win the game. I think this series has just been very close, like very, very close. So 3-2 sounds about right. I'd rather it be in Philly's favor, but I think this has been the closest series like of any of the first rounds, in my opinion. And I just want
closer than Dallas
yeah.
and
yes,
the Clips.
yeah. I just want to thank Tyrese Maxey, man. Also, 3 straight games we've had like a borderline all-time performance from someone. Embiid had 50, then Brunson want to go have 47 and whatever, and then Maxey wants to go have, I don't know how much he had, but 200 44 in the fourth quarter. So shout out to this series providing some all-time great performances. So yeah, shout out to Tyrese Maxey. He's obviously the biggest headline. Tobias Harris gave us a game of good performance from him. Ron did say there was Ron did say Tobias Harris had a game in him. This was the game. Hopefully he can keep it up. Nicholas Batum, some great defense down the stretch.
Not even a quarter more, or not even a full game, Mars. We just need a half from Nicholas Batum, or not Nicholas Batum. Tobias Harris.
No, you need a complete game from Tobias, bro.
We'll take what we can get. Also, shout out to Josh Hart for missing free throws. Shout out to you. I appreciate you, Josh Hart. Shout out to you. The game's over if you make some free throws. So shout out to Josh Hart missing free throws. Yeah, but I really am enjoying this series. But shout out to Tyrese Maxey's the main headline for now. So shout out to him. But shout out to Nicholas Batum's defense down the stretch, forcing that Jalen Brunson turnover. I was confused about why he got the assignment instead of Kelly Oubre, but he did a good job on him. So shout out to Nicholas Batum. Shout out to Campaign making a couple big shots. Philly in 7.
Still got yours, Bama. I'm still rocking mine. I was chopping that tournament, Bama. He in the comments, man. I was going crazy in that tournament. Had to carry y'all. It was the one up in I think it was in Weed or Wairika. I think the young brother who they put it on for, he had just passed away. So it was like it was one of the you know how they do at the native tournaments on the reservations. And be invited. Those dope tournaments, but yeah, I carry. You know how that go. But last night though, that was a great game. I was Mars. I felt like you gave up there for a second.
Nah.
As he should have.
No. I didn't give up. I just saw the other perspective of how the season ending early could benefit players who were injured. But it was still Philly. It was still Philly in 7. That's okay. It was still Philly.
It's been a lot of talk on Joel. I've been kind of upset with Joel just for some of the tactics I've seen from him. But I do want to say this about Joel Embiid. Some people were saying that he had a bad game yesterday. I don't think so. I think Joel is playing awesome. Like there's certain things
you were saying in the chat.
Oh well, I was just saying because he was acting. I didn't say nothing about him playing bad. I just was saying he'd be doing host stuff. And I don't like it. But with that being said, he's doing his job. I'll say that he's doing his job. Like he's still a threat everywhere on the court. So defenses are being changed because of his presence. And so with that alone being like when you can change the defense just by being on the court, I feel like you're doing your job. He's holding his weight. He just needed Tyrese Maxey to do what he did last night. And I don't think there's anything wrong with asking Tyrese Maxey to do that. You know what I'm saying? I need you. I need Nick. I need you to hit big shots. Tobias, I need you to, get your head out your ass and keep it out your ass for a couple games. You know what I mean? I don't think that's too much to ask for these guys. They're getting paid like it. You know what I'm saying? Let's play ball. It shouldn't be all on Joel Embiid. Just like it shouldn't have been all on Anthony Davis. You know what I mean? Like y'all got to step up and come through for me. So shout out to Tyrese Maxey though, for sure. He had a hell of a game. There was a few things, Mars, you touched on him though. There's no reason the Knicks should have lost that basketball game. First of all, the free throws. Free throws is one thing, but not Mitchell Robinson. What are you jumping for? What are you jumping at that? What is that about? You know what I'm saying? Stand straight up. If he makes it, he makes it. Stand straight up. But that's the worst thing that can happen at the end of a game. Foul a jump shooter and they make the 3. That's crazy. There was that. And then how Chilltown said, Mars, you said, who doesn't foul in that situation? Like that shouldn't even be something we had to talk about. And I guess after the game, Coach Tibbs said that like that was supposed to happen. I don't know where the mix-up was, but there's no way that you don't foul right there. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So
shot should have never got off.
So right quick. So the Sixers is up, or the Sixers are down. Well, the Knicks are up 106 to 100, right? Right. Maxey hits the 3 and gets fouled. That makes it 106 to 104, right?
Okay.
Josh Hart gets fouled and he goes and makes 1 free throw.
One out of 3, right?
No, 1 out of 2. 1 out of 2.
1 out of 2. Okay, 1 out of 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Tyrese comes and hits that logo prayer.
Mm-hmm. Prayer? Nah, that's
a prayer. That was a
that's
shot.
not prayer.
Bro.
That's Tyrese Maxey range. That's not a prayer.
No, it is, but it's just in the game. Just y'all know when a shot like that goes up, you start hearing the birds chirping, you start hearing the violins playing, all of that. It was one of those shots where it's like our season's on the line, everything's on the line.
Ron, they made the Knicks made a shit ton of mistakes at the end of the game yesterday. A lot of turnovers. I think I've seen 3 from Jalen Brunson alone. A crazy foul from the big fella. Not taking that foul, like that's elementary right there. That's not even something like that's not like next level basketball thinking. That's elementary shit that my bad elementary stuff that we're doing. You know, we do that in middle school. If you're up 3 and there's less than 10-12 seconds up on the court and they're dribbling the ball up the court, foul them, send them to the free throw line. What's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is they make the first, throw it off the rim, get the rebound, and that never works. Like how many times have y'all seen that work? How many times for real? How many times have you ever seen that work?
Off the top of my head, twice. Off the top of my head, twice.
Come on,
more times than not, it doesn't work. More times than not, it doesn't. Right.
And I like to think that I've seen a lot of basketball games, and I've seen that work maybe 3 times is the most I'm willing to say. And I don't think it's been that.
Three is what I can remember. 1, Luka against the Knicks, Steven Adams to Russell Westbrook in OKC, and then the Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown made a 3. They're the 3 I can remember off the top of my head. But and Philly tried it. Kyle Lowry missed one and they weren't even ready for it. And Tyrese Maxey was getting back on defense. Like they tried it before this series and they messed it up. So I would have fouled. I think anyone with a brain should have fouled.
Well, more times than not, to your point, Ox, you know it's coming. So it's not like it's a surprise. You know that it's about to happen. So we prepare for it. So we can just block out. Since we're on the subject of blocking out, I think the Knicks did a better job last night at the Knicks game than the Knicks normally do. They did a good job at keeping Josh Hart off the glass. They did a good job in keeping OG off the glass and limiting second chance opportunities. They did get back in transition. But to you guys' point, you're talking about at the end of that game, when Miles McBride hit that jump shot at the free throw line with 28 seconds, game's over. We got enough points to win. We don't need any more points. Do not trade 3s for 2s. Block out. Don't foul. Hit free throws. Let's get the hell out of here. That's your ball game right there. But instead we get I keep wanting to call him Thomas Robinson. I'm sorry. We get Mitchell Robinson fouling on the long ball. Even if we don't foul, Ox. All right, let's just say for the sake of argument, we don't foul, right? Let's just say for the sake of argument, we don't foul. And he knocks down that 3. Right. We still got the lead. We still got enough points. Big deal. We still got enough points. Knock down free throws. Let's get out of here. When you're in the playoffs, and I've said this to you, Ron, more times than not, when you're in the playoffs, your stars are going to cancel each other out. Joel Embiid, even though he didn't take care of the basketball last night, he did a terrible job in taking care of the basketball. He did the other stuff to ensure that they had a chance to win. He got on the glass for one of the few times that I've seen in the playoffs. I think he had 15 rebounds last night. So he got on the glass last night. That was helping. He was rim protecting last night, even though he's laboring. He did that. In the end, we're still up 2 possessions with 28 seconds. He makes that 3. All we have to do is make free throws. Let's get the hell out of here. I've said this countless times. When you get to the playoffs, your stars are going to cancel each other out. Whatever this guy does, I'm more than likely going to do something similar to that. It's going to come down to your dirty work guys rebounding. It's going to come down to turning the basketball over, taking care of the basketball, and it's going to come down to the smallest things like making free throws. Josh Hart makes those free throws. Game's over. We're done. We don't have anything to worry about. This series is over. Now what you've done is you open up the door. Philly doesn't think that they can push this series to 7. Philly thinks that they're beating these guys. Yeah, they don't think that they can push this series to 7. They think we coming back here Sunday and we ending this. That's what they think. We went from 28 seconds, and this series being over to now this series is over for you guys. I wasn't sure if Joel.
No way, Chitchat. No way they think that.
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do.
100%. And not only do they think that, Ox, their attitude going into Game 6, they got. Even though I think that I still think the Knicks are winning this series. I think they win on Thursday night. I still think that they win this series. But Philly's attitude coming into Game 6, they think that they're gonna smoke the Knicks. They don't think that they're gonna beat the Knicks on Thursday. They think they're smoking them. And
so they thought they lost last night.
They did think
you know what I'm saying? Like they thought they were cooked with about 55, 56, 50 seconds left around that time. They were packing it up.
Yep. And Ox, I had you in the chokehold, Ox, and I had your eyes rolling in the back of your head, but you was able to get out the chokehold. Not only were you able to get out the chokehold, you actually pinned me. How do you feel about the next fight we have? I could beat this dude. He had me out. He had me dead to rights. These dudes done let us back in it. Now the fact that they let us back in it, that's the worst thing that you could have done with Philadelphia. The worst thing that you could have done with
what I'm really thinking, Chill, is I'm happy I got out of that. I ain't fooling with that brother no more.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what I'm thinking.
So now we're in a position where the Knicks have to get back to doing what they do. Josh Hart's got to get back on the glass. I mean, they've done a good job in keeping him off the glass this game. I mean, I think he's had 2 single-digit rebound games, and those two single-digit rebound games that he has, Philly's won. When we had 6 rebounds, they won that game. Last night, he had 9 rebounds. They won that game. So if they can continue to do that, they have an opportunity to win games. Now, the difference with that is the Knicks have to be smarter at the end of the game. And it's the details, Ron. That's the difference in us winning and losing. Making free throws, not just making free throws, rebounding, and not fouling. The reason why Mitchell Robinson didn't do anything in the overtime is because he's still stuck on what he did to Maxey. He wasn't off that. So no rebounding. He wasn't looking to get on the glass. He wasn't looking to get out in transition. Why? Because we're in overtime because of me. I'm the reason why we're in overtime right now. So I'm still on that. So I can't even do my job, even though we got an opportunity to win in overtime. I can't even do my job because I'm still on what I just did not too long ago. So Philly's got a good opportunity to win this series now. They do.
Yeah, man. I do want to acknowledge last night was an absolute thriller, and it was a slugfest. Like, both of them teams was going back and forth. Knicks pull ahead. Philly comes back. Knicks pull back ahead. Philly comes back. Maxey hitting crazy threes. And then we also got to acknowledge, I mean, you already know, Jalen Brunson going Jalen Brunson. And last night, he balled out too. It was just Maxey happened to, hit a couple bigger shots and finish with 46 as opposed to Jalen Brunson's 40. But
not only that, Ron, he balled out. But if I'm going to talk about Jalen Brunson the way I was talking about Jalen Brunson the last 3 weeks of the season, with not willing to debate whether or not he was top 5, damn near thinking he's top 3 point guard. I can't have you making 3 turnovers at the end of the game like that. I can't have you throwing jump passes. That was a terrible way. You already know how I feel about it, Ron. When you're on offense, if you're gonna force something anyway, just get the ball on the rim. Don't you know what I'm saying? Don't throw it out. At least you got to at least get it on the rim. He made some bonehead decisions at the end. I can't overlook that, Ron. Damn that 40 points.
Respectfully. But with that being said, though, last night was a crazy game. It was crazy down to the wire. And also, I do want to acknowledge Maxey also had 9 assists to go with his 46 points.
He played 47 minutes. Man.
He played 50. He played 52 minutes.
Yeah, he played the whole
Joel played 48, surprisingly. Tobias Harris played 49. And you know how Tom Thibodeau gets.
That's
Josh
right.
Hart played 53. Jalen Brunson played 51. And OG played 50 as well.
Yeah, you ain't coming out. Nope. That's what I do all of this stuff in the offseason for, Ron. That's why I run hills. That's why I lift weights. That's why I'm at the track. But stuff like this right here, I can rest after the season's over, then get back to it in the summertime. But no, I ain't coming out the game. Don't take me out. No.
So do y'all still think that Joel shouldn't be playing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
For his health, yes. But the Sixers have a chance, they need him. But I care more about the player than the team. So,
and I care more about when he's 42 years old, is he gonna be able to walk? Is he gonna be able to walk straight? Is he gonna be okay? That's what I care about.
Like, the 76ers franchise will still exist with or without Embiid in this series. How will Embiid's quality of life be in 10 years based on him playing through these things? I don't care about the 76ers in that regard.
He said he said that he's got 8 more years. I'm like, Joe, you are not going to hold up for
8 more years to do what?
Yeah, to play. He says he's got 8 more years in the league and 8 more years to win an NBA championship. And I'm like, Joe, you are not holding up for 8.
When did he say this?
This was
this year.
Yeah, he said this is maybe a couple of days ago. I just heard him say that he's got 8 more years, and I was like,
but he's 29, 28,
30, 30 years
30.
old. Mm-hmm. You are not going to hold up physically. You're not going to hold up for 8 more years. No.
What do you think, Chill? You got him having what, like 5? 4?
At this level, I think he plays at max 4 more years. At this level, and then just what in general. So once if he plays 4 more, that's 34, and then he starts to decline. How many years of declining does he have? Maybe 2.
So you say 6 more years?
Yeah,
that's not too far off though.
No, it's not.
He said 8. You say 6.
But he's counting playing basketball, really getting it in though, Ron. I think so. What y'all saying, like in the future, I think Joel's future mobility. I'm talking about like not 40s. I'm talking about like late 50s. That time, I think that future mobility is already kind of cooked. Like he's already kind of done enough. And I couldn't know this. This is just pure speculation, of course. Yep. But for what he in my bad, Mars, you said you're thinking more about the player than the franchise. Mm-hmm. I think the player wants that ring. I think this is for the player. Some people are of the mind, as we all know, that they want that hardware over. They'll sacrifice their body. Some people aren't willing to. I'm okay with it either way. As long as it's your decision, I'm fine with it either way. So it's kind of like I'm under the impression, and that's why I was so big about it earlier, so adamant about saying it earlier, that I think he should come back and play, because Joel gives me that. I mean, we've seen it every playoff he plays hurt. Joel has shown time and time again he wants to win. So I'm thinking, man, go play ball, because I think he's going to be happier with a little less mobility in a ring than he would be with, without the ring. That's just the impression I get.
Yeah, I understand. He definitely wants to play, but I also think Kawhi Leonard wants to play. But the Clippers are actually taking responsibility and understanding he shouldn't be playing. But I mean, it's different franchises. Like the Nuggets told Jamal Murray not to play, and then he said, "No, I'm going to play." And then he played and made a game winner, and now everyone's happy. Now, if he played and, God forbid, did some major damage, now it's why did Jamal Murray play? So like, it's always going to be looking at it in hindsight. First
of all, with that being said, you are the employee of the organization. They have the final say so. If the Denver Nuggets decided, Jamal, you are not going tonight, I don't care how much he stomps his feet. I don't care how much he gets upset. He's not playing. The same way in January when they tell a guy to sit out. And I think that it's more times than not, we should hear that these guys are saying, yo, these guys are keeping me out of the lineup. It was their decision for me not to play. As opposed to, yo, I'm playing and I'm playing. Actually, you're not. It's their they have the final decision. The Denver Nuggets had the final decision. The Philadelphia Eagles, when Terrell Owens broke his ankle and 2 months later came back in the Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles made him sign a waiver. They had the final decision. They could have been like, yo, you're not playing. Absolutely not. Any of these organizations, when these guys say it's up to you, no, it's not. It is not. It's the organization putting the onus on these guys. So if they do go out and play, they go, we told them that we told them that he shouldn't play. No, you are the ones who have the final say so.
Chill. Chill, your mic's going in and out. You trying to either fix it or jump off and jump back on?
That's what I'll do. Let me jump off and jump back on.
All right. While we waiting for Chill to tap back in, how do you guys feel about Maxey as a not necessarily as a scorer, but as a like when he's hot? What type of realm would you put him in? Like when he gets it going, he's on one. Would you say he's like top 10 in the league, top 15, top 20?
That's hard to say.
Every great scorer, when they get in that zone, is practically unstoppable. Like Dame, when he gets in that zone, Jalen Brunson, Steph, still Clay,
Jaylen Brown,
Luka, Kyrie, Kawhi, Paul George, even still James Harden. Like there's just any great scorer, when they get in that zone where like it feels like anything they throw up is going in, they're just in that rhythm. There's nothing you can do. Maxey's one of them though. Like Maxey is one of those ones where it's like you don't want to let him get in a rhythm. If he gets in a rhythm, it's a long night. And he can get in a rhythm at any time. He doesn't need to start the game that way. He just needs to see a couple go in and it's a long day.
And the thing with him too is not even necessarily just the skill set, because I think more people have the skill set than don't in the league can go on one like that. He has the mindset too. Like he wants to take that shot. I like that in a player. That was the main reason why one of the main reasons why I'm thinking let him get the ball. Let him, let's play through him. Let's see what he can do, because you could tell just by some of the shots he was willing to take. Like, bro's not afraid of the spotlight at all. It's kind of like Jordan Poole, just a lot better.
It bothered me because game 2 the one where I said the refs robbed him? Game 2? I think it was game 2.
Yeah.
Because Maxey passed up the final shot and ended up giving it to Embiid, who was like, wasn't even ready to shoot it. That bothered me because I was like, take the shot. And in this game, he took the shot and hey, it went in. So like, I think he knows he probably should have took the shot in game 2. Whether or not he would have made it, who cares? But then he took the shot last night, multiple shots last night. And I mean, it paid off. That's like Ox said, a mindset, like just the confidence to know that in those situations that we're gonna like, that's an elimination game. We're gonna live or die at my hand. Like that's a level of confidence that not everyone can have, even if you are a great scorer. Like some people just don't want those shots. But
right.
Tyrese Maxey definitely wants those shots. So huge credit to him. I know. So yeah, huge credit.
This is why I speak so highly of the Sixers, though, because even with things like this, like I don't think nobody could have predicted that Maxey was going to score 46 and carry them through the fourth quarter, hitting multiple clutch threes and 1-3 and all of this. Nobody.
Why though, Ron?
That was insane last night.
Did he not have a 40? Didn't he not have a 40-point game in the series already? Did he not do that?
Yeah.
And also, he's been outplaying Brunson in this series. So I think so.
They've both been great. I
gotta run this poll.
I think
I'm not saying that's crazy to say, but I mean, 46 and another 40 point.
Yeah, but this poll is gonna have a lot of recency bias in terms of what we just seen Maxey do.
That's the idea.
Yeah, but I mean,
we're not going off for 3 games. We're going off the entire series, and not just
people are going to judge it based on last night.
But it's not just last night; it's the entire series.
Like Ron just said, Brunson had a hell of a game too last night. Besides those turnovers,
he lost and got the turnover, so he's.
But when Maxey had 40, didn't they lose?
They did lose that game.
You're right,
so they both have had 40 and lost.
Yes.
And
but the most recent game.
No, I get what you're saying, Mars. I get what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Hey, let's not forget, before I run this poll, let's not forget Jalen Brunson scored 47, broke a Knicks postseason scoring record, and put the team on his back to win 2. So let's not forget that.
And we can use that same logic with last night with Maxey. They were dead in the water and they got woken up. Yes, they did.
Chill. That shot that Maxey hit, the one that he should have been fouled before the ball, even as soon as the ball crossed half court. That's the shot that we do in our driveways or in the park or you know what I'm saying, or like at school at recess, wherever you have access to a basketball court. That's the one you're doing when you're by yourself. You're not playing 1-on-1 or 21 or something. The 3, 2, 1, you miss the dribble and just start counting slower or do it.
Yeah, and then you miss the shot, and then suddenly extra seconds get added to the clock.
He gets the rebound. There's 5 seconds. Like I was doing that with my son just the other day, trying to teach him, like, yo, this is what we do when you out here by yourself. You practice that last shot.
Yep.
And that was in
New York last night.
Yeah, I was at the Garden last night too. Yeah,
a lot of crazy things been happening at the Garden.
The Garden going crazy this postseason, bro. Like this is a hell of a series we're watching right now.
Also, too, did y'all see all the stars that was in the house last night?
They wouldn't let you not see them. Every time out, they're showing every single celebrity in New York. Like
that's kind of the idea.
Mars, it's America. We're a little superficial. We love.
And New York is like that. And New York is like that in particular. New York and Los Angeles is like that in particular. No doubt about it. Tracy Morgan.
Who was in there?
Tracy Morgan giving Maxey the finger last night after he made that 3, fourth game in overtime. Yeah, that definitely was going on. So
they had all the Knicks legends in there.
When Melo,
I seen Melo was there. I seen
Wilson Chandler was in the house. I was looking.
Wilson Chandler was there.
Yeah.
Oh, Knicks legends, Wilson Chandler.
Yeah, that's a Knicks.
I didn't know he was a Knicks legend, but he was there. I was
Larry Johnson, Freewell, Starks, Ewing, all of these. Bernard King was in the house. Yeah, all these dudes were there last night, and rightfully so. They were supposed to end the series. We're supposed to move on, but they didn't. They didn't. So now we got to go to Philly and we got to go win Game 6. Even though if they lose Game 6, which I don't think that they're going to do, Game 7 on Sunday afternoon is going to be a zoo in New York. I'm telling y'all right now, it's going to be a madhouse. Game 7, and I'm not. I don't think we're going to get that far, but that game came down to. It's not necessarily coaching. It was just bonehead plays, man. You got to do the little stuff in order to win. You have to do the little stuff in the playoffs in order to win. And we're going to talk about Indiana in a little bit, but for the majority of us watching that game last night, this series should already be over. And you gave those guys life, and now you're making this more difficult on yourself than it had to be.
And to give a little more context into Brunson and Tyrese Maxey, so Brunson's averaging 34, close to 35 points a game, but it's 34, 8 assists, and he's doing this on 41 from the field, 28 from 3, 78 from the line. So he's doing it, and as Mars called, it's rather inefficient. Tyrese Maxey, on the other hand, he's averaging 32, 7 assists. They're both averaging 5 rebounds, but Maxey's doing it on 50% from the field, 42 from 3, and 87 from the line. So the efficiency is kind of like they're both in different ballparks right now. Well, with that being said, we do know Maxey has a little more on the offensive end that he gets to work with.
Well, that says to me that Maxey needs to shoot the ball a little more.
Oh yeah.
Why not? Hey, shoot some more. Why not? Let me not do. I'm about to go too far and say all Tobias shots because that's not fair. But you know, if you got one up there, shoot it a little more. Why not? Let's be serious.
Do you want to know how much he's shooting?
He's taking like 24 shots a game.
24 shots. So he's shooting 12 for 24, and he's actually shooting more than Joel. Joel's shooting. He's making 9 out of 21 shots.
Right. Yeah, but you gotta remember Joel's taking free throws that don't count as field goal attempts. So
that's true.
That adds up. So, but like this is why I don't like using like averages over like small sample sizes. I've seen people bring up like what Ant was averaging against the Suns. Like in a 4-game series, one bad game is just gonna skew the averages like crazy. Like we know Jalen Brunson's first 2 games were just really inefficient. Like really, really inefficient. Like we know that. Like first 2 games, 23 points a game. 29% from the field, 17% from 3. So, and then the last 3 games, 42 points a game, basically 50% from the field, 35% from 3. So the reason he's 41% from the field is because of the first 2 games, in which they won both those games because you saw how the Sixers were defending him, which is why his shots have actually gotten easier in the last 3 games of the series. But like that's why I don't like using averages, like because on a game-by-game basis, you can see Jalen Brunson's been tremendously efficient the last 3 games. It's just the first 2 where they were defending him differently. The games that they actually won is where he was inefficient. So his averages are ultimately skewed. So he hasn't actually been inefficient the whole series. He just had 2 really inefficient games.
Same logic with Devin Booker. I mean, if you look at Devin Booker's averages, the first 3 games, he wasn't very good. I think he's averaging 14 points. And then he goes for 50 in game 4.
He's averaging 27 for the series. Right. He led the Suns in scoring for the series on average. Right. But he only scored above 27 one time in the series. Right.
That's it.
Which is what his average was. Which is and like that's not me knocking Devin Booker but that's what I'm saying. Averages are skewed in such a small sample size. Right. Devin Booker averaged 27 for a series, but scored 27 or more once.
Just one time.
Like, and that's why I'm like, so in a 4-game series, you only scored your average or more one time. Right. But because you scored so above the average in that one game, it just blew everything out of proportion. Like if you score 51 game and then score 0 the next game, you average 25.
Another game, yeah.
But you scored 0. Like that's why I don't like the averages over these small samples of games. So I think look at it on a game by game basis.
That's why you got to be sure that you're talking ball with people that are actually watching too, because we know, like for instance, the Suns just got swept, right?
Right.
But in a couple of years, there'll be a guy that's a Devin Booker fan. Shit, it could be me. It could be me. I could be the one that does it. I could be the one to be like, well, yeah, he got swept, but Devin Booker carried, man. He averaged this much. And if I'm talking to somebody that didn't watch it though, chill, I could pull that off.
Yes, you could. Yeah.
That's absolutely going to happen. Somebody's going to do that over the next year or 2.
He averaged 27 a game in that series. What are you talking about? He did work. You're not going to leave out the fact that they got smoked in those series. Not only did they get smoked in that series, he wasn't very good. wasn't very efficient. He got held down. He had I think he had 2 games where he scored like 3 or 4 points in the fourth quarter, something like that. So yeah, like when you see stuff like that, averages can be tricky. Averages can be tricky, but averages also work when you actually watch the game too. So I think that matters.
And then also too, Jalen Brunson's averaging 29 shots a game.
We expect that from Jalen. We expect
said it
Jalen
was
to
going to
get
be Allen Iverson-esque in order for that offense to work, and it's been Allen Iverson-esque.
I don't care if he's been doing it for the last 8 seasons, and we just know on a night-to-night basis we're going to get 29 shots. 29 shots is insane.
You know how much energy it takes, and he's creating his shots. So you know how much energy that's that's what I respect from Jalen Brunson. He's relentless getting downhill. He's taking difficult shots. Some of the shots he's making, like Jesus. So shout out to
Mars.
Jalen,
Don't leave out, and Mars
don't
leave out. Mars. Not only is he creating shots for himself, he also creating shots for everybody else too. Like their offense, the way their offense is ran,
is dependent on him.
Yes, it's dependent on him. You and I had a conversation about him and Luka, which the more I watch him, I mean, don't get me wrong, he doesn't pass it like Luka. I don't think he's the playmaker that Luka is, but I don't think it's that
8 assists though, chill.
What I'm saying, I don't think it's that far off, considering what he has to do for that offense, how much they rely on him offensively, where they got to get their shots primarily off of him. They don't have any guys who self-create. DiVincenzo is not. You're not running any ISOs for DiVincenzo. You're not running any double screen, him coming off at him, double screen action or slip action with DiVincenzo or Josh Hart. A lot of those guys are energy guys. You might run a mid post or you might run an elbow screen for a one-on-one situation for OG Anunoby. But for the most part, a lot of their offense comes from dirty work stuff, transition, playing fast, and Jalen Brunson getting these guys shots. Because they don't really run a lot of action. I mean, they run some action, but they don't really run a lot of action. And a lot of their action ends up with Jalen Brunson with the ball going downhill, creating shots for other people.
Yeah, they need to really get that ball moving in Philly.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good.
In Philly or in
New York? I'm sorry, New York.
Okay.
New York. They really need to get that ball moving.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good at all.
Either way it goes, I wasn't bringing up his shots to hate on him and saying he needs to shoot better and he needs to pass more. I'm saying that to say how impressive that is. Like he for real he's carrying. Like this is what a carry job looks like, and he got to do like how Chill just said. Like you can't, like Josh Hardy scores a little bit. Shout out to him. That's no knock to him. DiVincenzo, he scores a little bit. Shout out to him. That's no knock to him. OG. He'll make some open threes and he'll get to the rack. McBride, I'm impressed with McBride. But
Quentin Grimes was the second. What was second? Told you.
But other than that, like they're looking for him to do everything on offense, everything. And so it's just impressive how he's able to manipulate the defenses, how he's able to get to his spots, how Mars just said he's just relentless attacking. It's just shout out to Jalen Brunson. And I just ran a poll. Is Jalen Brunson impressing you this playoff series? Let me know. Go vote on the poll. Let us know.
Go ahead, Moss. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say the sad thing is, like, historically, we're gonna get to a point where, like, if Jalen Brunson, like, he's averaging 34 right now, it's gonna be 15 years from now where you have people who never watched this series. They're gonna be like, well, anyone could score 34 if they take 30 shots a game and 9 free throws. Anyone could do it. It's like
not realizing what exactly it is he's doing with that offense. And since we're on the subject of offense, Ops, me and you had a conversation about this. I think you're a little hard on Tobias Harris. I don't think that Tobias Harris is in the right system. And I know y'all gonna roast me for this. I just don't. I don't think that he fits well in a dirty work system like the Philadelphia 76ers, where their offense is basically predicated on one dude in terms of Joel Embiid, where they run their offense through him, and it's basically predicated on getting your offense off him. I feel like he'd be much better in a more wide open offense. Like if he was in Sacramento or if he was in Golden State, where they ran a little bit more, where they got up and down the floor more, and it was more of a free flowing offense. I think he'd be much better. It's not that when you get a guy in a certain system, it could make his game look whack. And in Tobias Harris, in this particular situation, it's making his game look like he's really not that good. Tobias Harris can knock down mid-range shots. He'd be much better if he was running with somebody like, not Brunson, I'm sorry, somebody like why am I drawing a blank on his name? Your point guard in Sacramento.
Oh, De'Aaron.
I think he'd be so much better running with a guy like De'Aaron, who'll find him in transition. I think he'd be better running in that Golden State offense where the ball is moving and people are moving, and he'd get a lot more open shots, even going to the basket. I think he'd be a lot better playing in a more wide open offense. That Philly offense, it's not clunky. It's just they run their offense through the big man, and it's not really fast paced. And that's really not his game. He's more of a greyhound. He's more of a get up and even at his age, he's more of a get up and down the floor kind of guy. And it's kind of making him look whack, and he's not.
I just think he needs a rhythm. That's what I think he's a rhythm player. I think he's a rhythm player. I think he needs more touches. Okay. If he doesn't know, and that's not me saying, change the system for Tobias Harris. I think the Philadelphia system is what it is. But I think Tobias is someone I think he needs to know when his touches are going to come. And it's not just corner spot ups or one dribble pull-ups. I think he needs the ball in his hands. He can triple threat, jab, get to a spot. I think that's just his game. His game is more like, for me, I don't think he's a fast-paced player personally, but I think he's more in the DeMar DeRozan realm of like where he wants his touches to come from, but he's being used as like Keegan Murray. Not a knock to Keegan Murray or anything, but I think that's how he's just being used. But I think he's more that's what I think.
I'm a little tough on Tobias. I am, but I've seen what Tobias can do. I'm tough on all professional basketball players, not just NBA. I'm hard on all professional basketball players. If you're getting paid to play basketball and you can't play in different systems, I'm hard on you. You know what I mean? And that might be unfair, but I don't see any reason why Tobias Harris should be struggling with this offense. He catches the ball on the weak side, ISO'd on the baseline. He's 6'10", Chilltown. He has to abuse these defenders. If you got a guy that's 6'7" on you, that's 1, 2, maybe spin back, come back to the middle. It's simple moves. You got somebody smaller than you. That's a rip through to the baseline. And if I'm 6'10" and I beat you baseline, that's a dunk. Or at the worst case scenario, it's a free throw. Right. If he would, I don't know why he can't do these things.
Right.
These are things that
rip through though. Right quick, chill. Damn that rip through though. You playing with two guys that's averaging. Your point guard's averaging 32. Joel's averaging 31. You know what that means? More than likely, when they touch the ball, the defense is rotating. They're helping, and those guys are getting double teamed, which they are. If you're watching, you can see they are. What does that mean? That means somebody's open on the weak side, and Tobias, more than likely, it's you.
Or catching it, but catching it. You're catching the ball in rotation. Somebody's closing out to you. A lot of times it's a further one. So at that point, you're catching the ball like you don't know what you're gonna do already.
Right.
You got to catch the ball working. You got to jump to the ball. It's a jab and go. It's a pump fake and go, or it's a catch and shoot. It doesn't have to be.
That's the point I'm making. I'm talking
about. Yeah, I know, Ron. I'm with you. That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Like, bro, you're
supposed to be a shooter.
But nobody should be able to really affect your shot on that type of closeout. It can simply just be a catch it, get it up. But it shouldn't be all that.
Which is fair. What both of y'all said is fair. But to Mars's point, which I'm also thinking the same thing in terms of who Tobias Harris is as a player, he's a rhythm player. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about that up and down. So when he catches the ball in the wing, Ox, and he goes by a guy but misses a layup, he might not see the peel for 3 or 4 more trips. And then he'll see it again. And then now he sees it in a closeout where he gets doubled or something like that. So as opposed to him seeing the ball 3, 4, 5 trips where now I got to get on the glass and get it from there. Or now I got to hope that I get it in transition. As opposed to when I'm in the half court and you're actually looking for me. Ron, you just brought up the fact that Maxey is scoring like he's scoring. Joel Embiid is scoring like he's scoring. Well, when these dudes are scoring like they're scoring, it's hard for me to get into a rhythm because a lot of times you guys aren't looking for me as much.
But why, Chill?
Because you got your offense.
Why am I not looking for him?
Because you got your offense going. That's why.
I'm 100% positive, Chill.
And we play in a league, and we play in a league where we have the combo guard or the scoring guard. So the scoring guard, when he gets his offense going, more times than not, he's not getting off the peel. He'll get off the peel, but more times than not, he's not getting off the peel. So a guy like Maxey, who once he gets it going, he's not really looking for Tobias Harris as much. Tobias Harris is more of a safety valve than he is a guy who I'm actually looking for you to get going. A safety valve is somebody like, he might come to me, so I should be prepared. As opposed to, okay, he's coming to me. He's looking for me in the offense. So even if I do get it on the wing and I go after a guy and I miss a layup, I know maybe the next trip or the next or 2 trips later, I'm getting it again. As opposed to I might not see it for 3 or 4 more trips, and now I got to go get on the glass. And that ain't really my game.
He's not that guy. And see, that's my thing, Chill. He's not that guy. And if that's not his game on this system, then he is sorry right now because of the team he's on. He's sorry because if you're on the team with Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, you see how many? Tyrese and Joel. You see how many shots these guys are getting. Tobias shouldn't be shooting more than 14, 15 shots a game. He has to be able to produce with the time he got the ball. Tobias, I need you to shoot no more than 15, like I said. But Tobias, I can't have you out here scoring less than 12 points, 13, 14. Right. I need you to be efficient with your points. That's what I'm saying. You can't catch the ball and get an ISO. You got to catch the ball and score on the move. Right. You know what I mean? That's not your role, Tobias. Why is that not your role, Tobias? Because you're not good enough.
No, it's not that, and that's unfair, Ox. And the reason why that's unfair
it is fair, Chill, because if he was doing what we're talking about, if he was really getting to it like we've seen Tobias do before, he would get the ball more. I guarantee he'd get the ball more.
Ox. It's a different system that we play in, and Tobias Harris is evidence that not everybody can play in the same. Not anybody can play in every system. There are a lot of guys there are guys whose games are portable. Kevin Durant is a prime example of that. I'm a bucket getter. That's what I do. I get buckets, and my game travels wherever I go because everybody knows who I am. Tobias Harris is a bucket getter, but he's a bucket getter in a different way. He's not the isolation player that Kevin Durant is, right? He's not the one-on-one player or the mid-range player that DeMar DeRozan is. He's not that type of guy. You got to run offense for him, and you got to look for him in transition, as opposed to a guy like Kevin Durant who you can just get it to him and he can go. Plus, you got to keep Tobias involved, because he's not going to get on the glass. He's not going to do the other stuff he's not going to get on the glass like that. And I feel like that Philly system, I feel like that's not conducive to his game.
No, I feel you on that, Shug. So I'm going to go ahead and say this thing. From what you described the weak ass. Let me not say that. He's not like from that, Shug, it's just like, well, you're just not meant to be a championship player. Tobias isn't a championship player then to me. Because if I need Tobias to get all that on the offensive end, then he's not going to be playing with guys that are going to be ready to win. He's not a first, second scorer, in my opinion, on a team that's ready to go to a championship. And what I feel like what you explained right there, Chitchat, was a first or second, was like a second option type guy.
I'm thinking more of a third guy. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking more of a third guy, and a third guy in a sense of a championship team.
Yeah, but 14 shots, 15 shots a game.
But there's also different systems for championship level teams. So Philly doesn't play the same system that Golden State plays, right? Oklahoma City or Minnesota doesn't play the same system that the Miami Heat played or that Toronto played. So there's different systems, and like I said, guys look different in different systems. You can have my grandmother told me this when I was a kid. Anybody can train a secretary, man. You can screw them up too, though. You can screw them right up. So
chill. Be that as it may. I understand that, and he's not playing terrible.
No, he's not.
Are you saying like the system might not be for him? He might not be able to play with Joel and Maxey and whatnot. My thing is, man, get Tobias off the floor. If that's the case,
facts. Just get him out of there. Trade him.
It's not so much like my thing with Tobias isn't so much that he's like a negative. It's just like I think Tobias is too good to just be out there. Like sometimes you even forget he's on the floor.
That part I could get with.
That's my only thing.
We should not forget that he's on the floor from time to time, and that's happened before, Ron. You are right about that. There have been stretches where we've gone up and down the floor, and I forgot he was on the floor. I forgot he was out there. Yeah, I can get with that.
Also though, what he is doing in this series, he's the third leading rebounder in the series, so got to give him that credit. Obviously, Josh Hart is running away with 12 rebounds a game. Right. Joel, I think he's averaging around 10, and then Tobias is right there at 7.8. So it's almost averaging 8 rebounds. So got to give him that. He's on the glass, second leading rebounder for him. So shout out to him for that. But I don't know, Tobias. We'll see what else we can get from you going on in this series.
Yep.
But all right, y'all, we got super chats. I also want to shout out my man BP in the chat, or he's probably watching. You know, shout out the homie. You know, that's one of my day ones.
What's up, BP? You in effect?
Got a crazy BP story with me, him, and Ox too. They one night they decided to get on some wild shit, you know.
Is it now? Is it for the people, or is this for like when we around the pool table and we chilling?
Yeah, we around the pool table.
It's one of them kind of stories. Like, this ain't none of y'all business. Sorry, y'all.
We got a beer, maybe we got an old fashioned, hey, a tequila on the rocks or something. Yeah, that's when we can talk about this story. But all right, y'all, we got a lot of super chat. Shout out to everybody that's in here watching. Hit that like button if you haven't. Also tonight, we are on playback. We got 2 games on playback. It's 2 games tonight. We're gonna do both games. We got the Heat and the Celtics at 7:15 Eastern. You know who's gonna be watching this game. You know who you're gonna be chilling with. You know who you're gonna be chilling with for this game. So we'll see how this goes, but tap in with Chill, tap in the playback, join the Players' Choice room. That game's coming on first. And then the second game with JD, it's going to be the Mavs and the Clippers. This one's definitely going to be a shootout. So we're going to talk about both of these games a little later.
JD, bring the bozos out, JD. Where the bozos
at? I do want to shout out all of our new members. I got a couple of them. Alan Linton. Shout out the real Alan L. This is the real Alan L.
Hey, I'm putting him in the full Nelson when I see him. I'm straight putting him in the full Nelson, and you just go to work. That's all I'm gonna say.
Shit, I'm gonna need him in the chest.
Oh, what? This the real Alan L.
Yeah, not him. I'm talking about
the fake Alan L.
This one.
He said Dub unstoppable play from Mars yesterday. That was heat out of Mars too, drawing up plays on playback. If you know, you know. If you've seen it, you've seen it. If you missed it, tough shit. But he said Dub unstoppable play from Mars yesterday. L Ox, L Dub, and remember when Tatum was the second best scorer in the league on the top 20 list?
Yeah, they sent that in the group chat. Yeah, when we made like a best scorers in the league or something. Yep. JT got ranked number 2 behind Steph Curry.
Well, I had number 1. I ranked Steph number 1, and I did that one. Chill, I think you got behind me with the Jason Tatum. But I just want to say this: that group chat is the real reason why I'm a because I know Alan L not that tall. I'll probably just knee him in his chin, standing up. You know what I mean? And it's not because of these super chats they be coming through with. It's because of that how he be talking to me in that group chat. I'm telling you, if y'all not in that group chat, you go in there, you see how Alan L talks to me, you'll see I'm not tripping. It's because of something off the screen. I'm gonna knee him smooth in his chin like he got uppercutted. But it's gonna be my knee.
Yes or no, Mars? Yes or no, Mars?
Oh damn.
Affirmative. 100%. Affirmative. Indubitably.
For y'all that don't know, it's L Dub.
Nap and Trade said Big Ox in the house. I told my coworker stand on your nuts yesterday. Got a big laugh out of her.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Stand on your nuts.
What if she
y'all do know that's Ticket said, like Ticket be saying that. I was saying that for the time Ticket was away, just to remind y'all. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you stand on your nuts.
Drink More Water said, shout out Chris Middleton. For a guy that's been called washed, he's been great in the last 2 playoffs. Averaged 24-6-6 last year versus Miami. Now 27-9-5 this year, both on 60% true shooting. Doc has been good too.
Offensively, he's still got it for sure. Yeah. Chris Middleton still got it offensively.
I'm over that Milwaukee team. I'm not Milwaukee, that Indiana team. I'm so disappointed in them dudes. Go ahead, Rob.
Well, they're young fellas, Chilltown. But what I will say though is about that super chat that just went by about Chris Middleton. That's my L Dub take. I done heard Dub call him Mid Middleton for too long. Like he didn't carry Giannis in 21. Like
he did do that, Ox. He did get the Santa present bag and throw it on his back. Did he not do that? He definitely did that.
Chris Middleton shows up. Yeah, so I don't like the Chris Middleton slander. In fact, I hate the Chris Middleton slander.
He one of the best mid-range players in the league, like easily.
He got a money mid-range game, doesn't he, Mars? 15 to 18 feet. He does not miss a lot, especially when he creates space. He got a money mid-range game, yo.
I'm gonna tell you like this, Chilltown. Chris Middleton is to me who Tobias Harris is supposed to be.
I think that the offense is a little bit different because they run it. Well, first of all, I think he a better one-on-one player than Tobias Harris. I think he got a better mid-range than Tobias Harris. And I think the system that they run in Milwaukee is more conducive to his game than what's going on in Philly.
Yeah, all I know is, I said this on playback. Y'all take this how you want to. This is furthermore just showing me that maybe Giannis and Dame been in Chris Middleton's way.
Well, I don't think that there's anybody that doubts.
Take it how you want.
I don't think there's anybody that doubts it. I mean, he was a legit. He was a huge cog on that championship team. They don't get there. Not only do they not get there, they ain't winning it without him. They not winning it without him. I mean, Giannis goes out for those 2 games. Both him and Drew threw the crew on their back and won it. And don't forget the year that they got swept in 20 in the bubble. Didn't he go for like 48, 46 against the Miami Heat? Him and Jimmy Butler went back and forth in that game. So Chris Middleton has always been a guy who could get buckets. He's always been a guy who will go toe-to-toe with you when he's at his best. It's just that knee injury slowed him down.
Yeah, 27-9-5. That ain't that's all. That's star numbers right there.
Ron, if we being honest,
to you on good efficiency.
Ron, if we being honest, if he doesn't get hurt in 22, they win the NBA championship again. I think they win it again. I think they win it again. I do.
Oh, the Warriors one, yeah.
Yeah,
I can see that. I can see that.
Yes, I think they win it again. I do. I believe they win it. If he doesn't get hurt, I do believe they win it again.
That changes a lot too. Bucks go back to back. Chris Middleton, he comes out and balls out too.
That does a lot for for KD too.
Oh yeah, because Steph hasn't won after.
Yeah, but shout out Chris Middleton though. I'm gonna read this next super chat and we're gonna go ahead and get into that game. Christopher D said, "Can we give Middleton some love for carrying while the stars are out? Also, I can admit Doc is surprising me this series. I can't admit when I'm wrong." Let's talk about Doc right quick. Is Doc moving you guys?
I like Doc.
What? So, Ox, when the best players, or not even the best players, let's just say the players on the team that are valued more, quote unquote. Like if they're away and now you get to do more. Like, what does your game look like? Because that's kind of what it looked like now in Milwaukee. Like Milwaukee's AJ Green and Pat Beverly, who I'm not a big Pat Beverly guy, but Pat Beverly, AJ Green, Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, Middleton. These guys are like, yo, I'm nice. It's just that I'm on a crew with this dude. The offense runs through Dame. The offense runs through Giannis. I am not able to showcase what I can actually do on the regular because we got these dudes. Now, does it sound like they holding me back? It's not necessarily that they holding me back. I'm just taking a back seat to these dudes for the betterment of the team. Now, when these dudes ain't around, Bobby Portis is like, yo, I'm a 17, 18 a game guy when these dudes ain't around. Yesterday's game, Ron, I'm so disappointed in your man. Yesterday's game was the ultimate trap game. The ultimate trap game. Them dudes is looking past Milwaukee and they thinking about the next series when your 2 best players, Giannis and Dame, are out. Y'all was supposed to smoke them dudes. Y'all was not supposed to let them dudes out of Milwaukee with a win. Y'all was supposed to shut the door and shut Milwaukee down. Instead, Miles Turner is looking, like I said, softer than Dr. Cotton, getting outplayed by Brook Lopez. Bobby Portis is out there knowing for a fact that I'm going to be on the floor. Y'all got to run the offense through me. I'm going to get my touches. And even if I do miss a couple of shots, I'm still going to be awesome. They outplayed those guys in every aspect of the game. I'm so disappointed in Indiana. Tyrese Halliburton being on the floor for as long as you were on the floor. He did a good job in taking care of the basketball, Ron. I won't argue that. He did a good job in taking care of the basketball. But their offense, surprisingly, Milwaukee shut them down. And I thought they did a good job of slowing him down. I'm so disappointed in Indiana.
Chill, what's Rick Carlisle doing? Especially with the way that Bobby went out last game, right?
Yep.
The way Bobby went out last game, isn't he every time Bobby's on the court, or at least 70% of the time Bobby's on the court, isn't James Johnson supposed to be on the court?
Yes, he should be. Yes, he absolutely should be. Yes.
Let's get this over with. What are we paying him for?
Yes, he's not there for anything. He absolutely should be. He's a dirty work guy. He's a muck it up type of dude. Yes, whenever Bobby Portis is on the floor, get him on the floor. I don't get that for the life of me, man. Plus, Indiana.
When's the last time James Johnson played basketball?
But hey, when he played the last time, you saw what happened. So With that being said, Ron, your boys, Indiana in particular, Tyrese Halliburton, that's a fast-paced team. They get up and down the floor. That's their calling card. That's their staple. They didn't do any of that yesterday. They really thought that Milwaukee was going to roll over. No Giannis, no Dame. We down 3-1. Yeah, the crowd's going to give us some energy, but for the most part, this series should be over. They thought them dudes were going to roll over, and they got stomped. I'm so disappointed.
They came out and just beat their ass last night. That was just a good old-fashioned ass beating from beginning to end. Shout out to, we mentioned Bobby Portis, but shout out to Bobby Portis. If he plays last game, it's a good chance that the Bucks may win last game too, and the series might look a little different.
Right.
But shout out to him. Also, shout out to Patrick Beverley. Patrick Beverley came with it last night. Had 12 assists. He was scoring when necessary. He looked like a very good point guard last night. Not player, not guard, not role player. He looked like a very good point guard last night. He was setting the table, knocking down shots. But actually, he's been looking good the last few games that Dame's been out. So shout out to Pat. Well, actually, all series. He stepped in, he started, he's played his part, he's been playing good defense. Shout out to him, providing good energy. And he looked very good last night.
You go Bucks in 7?
Say it, Ron. Say it, Ron, because you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Ron.
I'm going to just put it like this. The reports are that Damian Lillard and Giannis are looking probable for the next game. And it's like, if they come back, it says they are very, very close. From the words of Doc Rivers, I think they are very, very, very close to coming back. If they come back, the Pacers can just go ahead and pack it up.
I'm not really putting a lot of stock in both Giannis and.
We're going to see 2 3-1 leads blown in the first round of the playoffs?
That's what it's looking like.
Low-key 3, because Miami in 7 too, but like,
hey,
I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it.
Anyway, Mars. So
we'll see tonight when it's day 2.
Ron, to your point. Okay, so Giannis hasn't played in what, 2 weeks now? I think it's been over 2 weeks or so.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. And then Dame Lillard. I mean, that calf strain. That is it an Achilles strain or
an Achilles strain is what I've heard.
And I don't really like. I don't really
anything
like
with the word Achilles in my mind.
I really don't. To be honest with you, Mars, I don't like playing with stuff like that. That's your explosiveness. That's your burst. That's all of that stuff. And the fact that Dame is hobbled. I think last game he wasn't very good in terms of his shooting. But the fact that when he doesn't play, they lose more than they win. Giannis, on the other hand, a non-contact injury. He hasn't played in a couple of weeks. Indiana basically let them back in the series with that win yesterday. So we have ourselves a situation now. Now we got a situation.
It's been about 3 weeks for Giannis.
So 3 weeks, almost a month. Okay. So, I mean, we got to get our rhythm back. What kind of shape is he in? How much is he running? It's almost like a running back in football, where a running back in football will always tell you when he's been out for a while, he's looking to get popped one. And once he gets popped, all right, I'm ready. I just needed to get that one hit on me, and now I got that one hit. I'm ready to rock and roll. But with Giannis, Mars, I don't like it. I really don't. I don't think he should be playing in this series. I don't think he should be playing in this series at all.
What, because of his calf or because of how they're playing without him?
The reason,
or longevity,
not just because of his calf. I mean, and not just because of the way that they're playing without him. Ron, this injury is something it makes me nervous because I know how calf injuries can turn into Achilles strains, which turn into Achilles ruptures. I've seen it already.
So Giannis and Dame both got tricky injuries right now.
They got real tricky injuries, man. And I don't like what this could be. As opposed, I would much rather err on the side of caution in this particular situation. Let's dead the logic right now, Ron, of Giannis is going to be looking to get traded. Milwaukee did what they did last year to show Giannis that we're serious about winning. Now, it might take a little bit more time, but they've shown that we're serious about putting championship level basketball around you. We're serious about doing that. Now, we have to retool the roster, and we might have to do a couple more things and to ensure that you're going to have a chance to win it. But with that being said, we still have time. Giannis will be 30 years old in December. Dame still, I think, has 2 or 3 more years at this level. Is Milwaukee winning the NBA championship this year? I don't think so. I do not think so. So to risk this and possibly have Giannis not just get hurt this season and be out for the rest of the season, lose him next year too. Now you throw a monkey wrench in everything that we're doing. No, I don't like it at all, Ron. I don't.
Yeah, reports are that today Dame will be going through his first workout since he aggravated his injury on the after game 4.
Yep.
So we'll see how he looks. Or that was game 3. So we'll see how he looks, or we'll hear about it. Hopefully, he has a good workout today, but we'll hear about that and we'll see. They say Giannis ran on court for the first time Sunday. So
has he had any contact, Ron? Like
I don't think so. I think
he ran for the first time 3 days ago. And we're talking about him playing in the playoffs.
What are we doing, Mars?
That's what they're saying.
What are we doing? And by the way, Mars, not just in the playoffs. This is in game 1. We're in a dogfight
elimination
series.
game. An elimination game.
This is a dogfight series we're doing. This is the first time he ran? No. Absolutely not. No, I don't like this at all.
Yeah, well, we'll pay close attention to this, but right quick though, before we even move on, can the Bucks win this series without Giannis and Dame?
No, I don't think so.
It's not happening. They don't get two more games.
I think that yesterday's game was a trap game, and they fell right into it. I don't think that they fall into it again going home. I think that they know what's at stake. I think they recognize that if we go back to Milwaukee, tied 3-3, we will lose. With our style of play, we will lose this game. No doubt about that. So if they're going to end this series, they got to end it. I think it's Friday night they play. We got to end this on Friday, because the longer this series lasts, the more in danger you guys are in terms of Indiana, not just of injury, but of giving Milwaukee more ammunition and giving them more confidence. Ron, we're talking about a team without Giannis, without Dame, that smoked them yesterday. Now, they didn't beat them. They outplayed them in every aspect. They beat them on the glass. They beat them in 50-50 balls. They beat them in hustle points. They beat them on defense. They beat them on offense. They got dominated in the paint. Every aspect of that game. And this is without our two best players. So there's no reason for us to think that if we can get this thing back here for game 7, there's no way we letting y'all out of here with a win. No way.
And also somebody on playback, shout out to Morris, he was holding it down on playback yesterday. Somebody on playback said that Malik Beasley was out there looking like Ray Allen in a Bucks uniform. Shout out Malik Beasley. He found he found his lost start.
Yeah, shooter's gonna shoot. Right?
He out there barking too. And Malik was hyped last night.
Shout out to Malik Beasley.
Yeah, but we'll definitely see and chill. That game's not Friday. They play tomorrow.
Oh, it's Thursday. Okay. I thought
it
was Friday. I'm sorry.
They got to
get right back to it. We get right back to it.
It's an early game too. It's 3:30 Pacific, so 6:30 Eastern time.
Mm-hmm.
They get into it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting for the second round.
Well, we would actually get there, Mars, if these dudes would take the Knicks would have taken care of business, and if the Knicks would have taken care of business, and if Indiana would have taken care of business, like Minnesota has already taken care of business, like Denver has already taken care of business, we would actually be there if these dudes would take care of business.
Yeah, I want Denver, Minnesota. I want OKC versus either one of those teams. Miami versus Orlando, the Florida battle. Like it's all shaping up nicely.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, and I know we have one more game to talk about from last night. But speaking of 3-1 teams and taking care of business, we got to talk about it, man. Do the Celtics take care of business tonight?
Miami in 7, man. Miami in 7, man.
Wiper said this to me a couple of days ago when we talked about the Lakers and the Nuggets, where he said that he was just over this series. I feel the same way about this Miami Boston series. Miles, I'm over Miami. Get these dudes out of here, man. I'm over them. And by the way, no Jaime Jaquez tonight neither. By the way,
no Porzingis.
No Jaime Jaquez.
That's very true.
No Porzingis. No Jaime Jaquez. He's got a bad hip, and we already know the Terry Rozier. I'm over these dudes. If Jimmy Butler was playing in this series, let's take out for all intents purposes, Mars. Let's take out the health, and all of these dudes are healthy. Jimmy Butler provides toughness. Jimmy Butler provides a mentality or an attitude. But at the end of the day, we're better than you guys. We do everything better than you. And this series should be a 4 or 5 game series. But the fact that these guys are hanging around, they're beat up the way that they are, there's no reason why this series should go past tonight. End these dudes, get them out of here. Ron, I don't know if you know this. 3 of the 4 games that Miami has won, they've had leads of 34, 29, and 28. Why are these dudes still here? Why is this series still going on?
The issue Miami has is they I think defensively, I think they've actually been all right. They can't score with Boston. That's the problem they have. They can't keep up. They can't keep up with Boston offensively unless they go crazy from 3. They don't have.
You mean like they did? You mean like they did in game 2?
Yeah, like the game they actually won. They can't keep up unless they go crazy from 3. That's the problem they have. But A, I have faith that they'll go crazy from 3, and B, the issue they have is, which is why they're not going to win, is because of their offense just being lackluster. But we've seen it before where they can just get on a heater and not miss. If they can do that, they can come back.
Mars, think about it. Jaime Jaquez ain't playing tonight. Who's getting those minutes? If you ask me, the best shooter in the series.
Duncan Robinson, man. You're going to get Duncan Robinson. Tyler Hero going to make some shots. Caleb Martin going to make some shots. Haywood Highsmith, Nikola Jovic, who I really like. Like, man, I know they're not going to win. But if they can get hot from 3, now that's the only way they can win. Is making a bunch of threes.
We already seen this movie, Mars. Okay, like you just said, if they could get hot from 3, and they did. They got hot from 3,
and they won the game.
Yes, they did.
You know
what? Get hot again 3 more times.
And again, Moss, I've been over this with you. What they did in game 2 is not unlikely. It's not. It's likely. It's just likely every other year, not every other game, not every other season.
So we'll give up 8 years of our future and just get the 3 games now. That's what we'll do. We'll just never have a game like that for the next 8 years. We'll just take 3 in a row right now.
What we're not factoring in is, all right, so first off, I just want to get this out the way with legacy game from Duncan Robinson tonight. 7 threes minimum, and he goes ballistic. But also
7 threes.
No Porzingis. You kind of know what that means. And
that's
hey,
true.
With all due respect, I got love for Al Horford.
Yep.
But can he handle Bam all game?
Yes.
Is he going to be able to play that many minutes with him? Keep up with him? With all due respect.
When you say can you handle, I just want to get some clarified real quick. Sure. When you say handle, do you mean like outplay him, or do you mean compete?
Just handle. Just handle. Like Oxford gonna get in the ring, and I'm gonna be. I ain't saying I'm gonna drop you, but the blows that you hit me with. Okay, I'm good. Okay, I'm all right. I can handle that.
Yeah,
that's not.
Yeah, but Al Horford can certainly handle it, Bam.
Yes.
Sure.
And on top of that, Ron. I mean, we're talking about a Boston Celtic team who, okay, now we got to dig in the bench. All right, I got to go dig in my bag now. I got to dig in the bench, and I got to get
Xavier Tillman. It'll be Xavier Tillman.
Right, I got to get Luke Cornett off the bench. I got to get Xavier Tillman off the bench. I got to get Brissett. I got to get him some more minutes because, again, my unicorn is unavailable. So I'm going to have to dig in my bench, or I'm going to have to dig in my bag, and I got to pull some stuff out of it, and it's going to work. And it's going to work off the strength that we have more than you guys. And
sorry,
go ahead, Miles. I'm sorry.
I just think the biggest difference without Porzingis is not that Miami are making up the talent gap. I don't think they are. But now the switching that Miami want to do, there's no 7-3 guy to punish it anymore. That you don't have that anymore. Now has Porzingis just been lights out in the series and punishing the switches? Not necessarily, but I think it's easier when it's Al Horford. Now, I don't think Al Horford going to be playing in the middle. I think he's going to be in the corner. They're probably going to put Jason Tatum in the middle more often, which I actually like Jason Tatum in the middle. But that's what they're going to do. Like, I think you get more flexibility defensively, which you give Eric Spoelstra a little more rope defensively to try more things. It's possible. Anything is possible.
Well, we do know that Porzingis provides something that they didn't have last year. He provides a stretch 5. So now that drags Bam away from the basket. He provides switching options where you get Tyler Hero on you in the mid-post or in the mid-range. Well, I like Tyler Hero on Porzingis. I like Porzingis taking advantage of that matchup more than I like Luke Cornett on the box with Tyler Hero. I like Tyler Hero on Porzingis. I like that matchup more than I like Xavier Tillman in the mid-post. I definitely like that matchup more. So I don't think that their game. I don't think Boston's game changes much. They still are going to shoot the long ball. They still are going to get action in one-on-one. They're still going to get action getting downhill. Drew Holiday's got to finish layups at the rim. He's got to do that. He hasn't done that. He didn't do that in game. I think it was game 2. That's one of the main reasons why they didn't win. I think he was 4 for 12. Even though he's shooting the best 3-point percentage that he shot in his career, he's shooting the best 3-point percentage that he shot in his career this season with him. He's got to finish more around the rim. And I feel like defensively, I feel like they're better than Miami. And to Swiper's point about the Lakers and Nuggets, I'm over the Miami Heat and I'm over this series. Man, get this thing over with, man. Get these dudes up out of here. Get them out of here.
Chill though. It's like that Rocky Balboa fighter, where it's like, yeah, I'm Apollo Creed. Yeah, I'm what's Clubber Lang. Yeah, I'm the star fighter, but I'm the star fighter. But if you let me keep hanging around, I'm gonna take every punch you giving, and I'm gonna give you a couple too, and I'm gonna annoy you. I'm gonna stick around. I'm not gonna drop. We know Miami's that type of team. So, like, kind of to your point, like, they better hurry up and get Miami the hell up out of here.
Man, get this over with.
If they keep giving these dudes hope, yeah, Ox, make that face if you want to. But also, I do want to say too, Porzingis is probably the person they could ill afford to lose in this series, and he's out multiple games. It says this is the funniest thing I've ever seen in terms of a report for somebody's injury. They reported saying Porzingis is out a minimum several games.
Several. That's more than 2.
So it's like, what they didn't.
He's out for the rest of the series.
Yes, let's call it that, Mars. Yes, he's definitely done for the rest of the series.
Well, this does more for Orlando or Cleveland than it does for Miami. You know what I mean? I don't think.
Is it because they get by the Heat and then now we don't have to contend with that? If you're Orlando or if you're, I think Cleveland.
He might.
Orlando and 7.
You said at least several games, right, Ron? So I'm thinking like they got the 2. Might be one or might miss game 1 of the next series too, maybe game 2. So they gotta take advantage of it.
Yep. No, I'm not. It's not that I don't like the Heat because they kicked Boston's ass. They beat. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not. They beat Boston, and Boston beat them too. So that's not the point. The reason I do not like the Heat. I just don't like things to get dragged on. There's no reason why the Miami Heat series. There's no reason why the series should still be going on. No reason why. This series should have been over already. They should have already taken care of business. They should have already handled these dudes. Miami should be in Cancun right now. We should not have to even go to a game 5. This series should have already been over with. But it's not. And it's not off the strength that Miami had one of those games in game 2. Now, we're asking them to do that again. And we're asking them to do that again, not tonight. We're not asking them to do that again tonight. We're asking them to do that again, in the words of Mars, for the rest of the series. We're asking them to do that again. This is why I'm saying get these dudes out of here. And the reason why I want to get these guys out of here is because the longer these guys hang around, 1, injuries could happen. 2, confidence gets raised. 3, you get to a game 7 and anything can happen. We saw that already. We saw what happened last year. So the quicker you get rid of these guys, the quicker we can move on. So get rid of these guys, man.
Oh, I wanted to ask. You see the play where like the play was stopped and then Bam like contested the Jason Tatum shot. Am I wrong for thinking that was a dirty play?
Yes, that was definitely a dirty play. 100%.
Yeah, like I've seen people say, "Oh, that's not dirty. He's contesting the shot," but like.
The whistle blew.
You can contest the shot without sliding into someone's landing space. Like, we understand that when Jalen Rose did it to Kobe, it was dirty. When Zaza did it to Kawhi, it was dirty. Bam did that to Jason Tatum after the whistle, which makes it even worse, in my opinion. Like, we're not going to act like Bam Adebayo doesn't know what he's doing on defense. Like, we're not going to act like Bam Adebayo doesn't know how to position his feet.
I'm
watching it. I think that's a dirty play.
Mars,
I'm not saying Bam's a dirty player, but I think that's a dirty play.
They made a rule because of this. There's rules in place because of this kind of play. This is not something that they just making up. No, like you just said, Mars, Kobe did it to Jalen Rose did it to Kobe. Bruce Bowen did it to Michael Finley. That's where it started. They made up a rule because of this. So, and Bam knew what he was doing. It's a flop. No, it isn't. You were in his landing space, and you know that. And this could be the difference in winning and losing a series because he tweaked his ankle. He didn't roll his ankle like he did in Game 7 last year. You knew what it was, and the play was over.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was. I don't know if it was intentional. It didn't look intentional, like it was trying to hurt him. To me, just personally, but it was after the whistle, so that was both in the wrong. You ain't supposed to be jumping around after the whistle anyway. What you shooting for?
Okay.
Well, I'm saying though, if the stove is hot, you ain't supposed to touch it. Y'all in there playing around, you can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you was out of bounds. You weren't supposed to be over there. We can't protect you when the whistle after the whistle.
That's exactly what the refs are there for. Ox, what are you talking about? So after the whistle blows,
I don't think it was dirty anyway.
If after the whistle blows and I give you a chicken wing and knock you into the stanchion and you end up hitting your head or you end up bumping your shoulder on the stanchion and you hurt yourself. Well, it was after the whistle, so ain't no big deal.
Not like like that's different. I'm talking about if I put myself like remember what was the football player that kicked that field goal? And was that Janikowski or Vanderjack or one of them? Vinatieri that was jumping around after he kicked the field goal and broke his foot.
Dude from Tampa. Guy from Tampa towards ACL.
Like, bro, what you doing? Like, what you jumping around for? It was after. Like, you know what I'm saying? JT, stay on the ground, bro.
You blaming Tatum for that.
All right, y'all.
100%. He shouldn't even have been in the air. But I just don't think Bam did it on purpose. On top of that, though,
I got to give another big shout out to playerschoicemerch.com. If you haven't, go check it out. Go see some good things. Go put something nice. Do something good for yourself. Put something nice on your back. Do it for you and do it for your people. Playerschoicemerch.com. Tap in. Fellas, it was another game last night. The Magic and the Cavs. And it was a good game. Why not?
Well, it wasn't a good game because they lost, Ron. Keep going. That's why, because Orlando lost. That's why it wasn't a good game. Keep going.
Yeah. Well, if you didn't know, the Cleveland Cavaliers poured out a nail biter against the Orlando Magic, 104-103. The game went down to one shot or one block, if you will. You want to talk about it?
Yes.
I didn't watch enough of it.
I did. And
Evan Mobley, because I'm not watching. Yeah.
Evan Mobley, he doesn't frustrate me because he's young, but I see it, Mars. I do, man. I see it. I just want it to be right now. That's probably my biggest issue with Evan Mobley. I want it to be right now, and he isn't there yet. He's still figuring it out. He's still trying to get there. But when he gets there, man, this guy is going to be something else. Let me tell you, he still gets pushed around a little bit for me. He's gotten stronger. He still needs to be able to finish around the basket a little bit more. Guys push him, guys nudge him a little bit, and that affects his shot around the basket. Even though Darius Garland getting downhill, getting in the teeth of the defense, dropping it off to him, and he will dunk the ball, but he can get nudged off his spot. He can get pushed off his spot. That game was as close as it was yesterday because Jared Allen was off the floor. He was an early scratch, so that affected their rebounding, that affected their rim protection, that affected their interior defense. Had he been playing, I think that we would have had a different game. And the fact that he wasn't, that allowed Paolo Banchero to go off the way he did because he was able to get downhill. And he hit some tough shots on Evan Mobley, man. He didn't hit shots that were like, all right, that was a nice shot. No, he hit shots where he created space. And Mobley, for example, he hit a shot in the third quarter on Mobley where he ended up stepping back on Mobley. And I didn't know he had this in his bag neither, Ron, where he goes right to the middle of Mobley's chest and he bumps Mobley and steps back and creates that Luka kind of space. Evan Mobley gets bumped off him, but is able to recovers with the right hand, but Banchero still got it off and knocked it down. I'm thinking to myself as a defender, damn. Like if you're a great defender, stuff like that can affect you. But I thought he did a good job in still competing. I thought he did a good job in battling. Donovan Mitchell knows he's got to play better. And the reason why Donovan Mitchell knows he's got to play better because the shots that he missed yesterday are shots that he knows he could get better looks. For example, last night, he's got Franz Wagner switched on to him. I've always felt like this, and this is no disrespect to Ox. When I'm playing, when I'm at my best, I get 6'9" Ox 22 feet away from the basket. Ox, I'm drowning you. I got you out at the deep end. I'm drowning you. I am not letting you off the hook with a 22-footer or a 23-footer. No, he's got Franz Wagner on him, 22 feet away from the basket. I feel like he's letting him off the hook, shooting the long ball or shooting the mid-range. You are quick enough. You not only are you quick enough, your ball handling is good enough where you can get by him and get to the basket and get something good because you're a damn good finisher. Watching Darius Garland yesterday set the tone because he straight went after Suggs yesterday. He went after whoever was in front of him. He had 17 points in the first quarter. Went after whoever was in front of him and set the tone that, hey, Donovan, hey, Evan, all of you dudes, I'm here tonight. And the guy that we didn't talk about, who was probably the biggest reason why they won yesterday, was Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris gave them some.
Oh yeah, he came in was balling.
He gave them some damn good.
He turned the clock back.
Marcus Morris,
which I'm not really surprised at because Marcus Morris could always knock down a mid-range shot. Now to knock down a 3 when you're down 2 in the meat and potatoes of the game, I think we're asking a lot. And I'm not expecting him to do that on the regular, but he was able to turn back the clock and also give you some dirty work stuff too. Give you some dirty work stuff. I feel like defensively, I think that they did a good job in holding Orlando and rebounding the basketball. All the pressure is on Orlando now, Ron, because now we go down there to their building. They're down 3-2. They're in a precarious situation because if they lose, they're out. With these young kids, all the heat is on them. All of it.
Hey, Morris, who's better, Morris? Evan Mobley or Chet?
I'd rather have Chet.
I'd
rather have Chet, but I think their archetype's similar in my opinion, especially defensively. I think that's similar. I think Mobley's probably more mobile on that end. I think the separation comes offensively. I think the utility Chet provides, I'd rather have. But I mean, the young bigs in the NBA. I mean, Chet, Wemby, Mobley, Sengun, Alex Sars coming in. Yeah, we had an era where the bigs was like lackluster. Now I know they're different. We're getting more of the frailer, I guess is the word, frailer, skinnier, more mobile bigs. We don't have like the Shaqs. But I like where we're headed with the bigs. Now I will say, for all intents and purposes, didn't really watch this game. I saw bits of it. And then someone reminded me while I was watching it, I shouldn't be watching the game because I'm giving the Magic mad love. So I then decided to not watch the rest of the game. And then I seen that we lost. So that was unfortunate. I seen the play that Franz got blocked by Evan Mobley.
Yes.
Don't know why he went with his right hand. Personally, don't know why I did that. But I think you try to get a layup. I think it's a good play. I'm seeing some people say he should have passed it. I don't know.
Well, Paolo was wide open. So he came off a Paolo pick and roll and both defenders went with him. If he would have dumped it back to Paolo, he would have had either a wide open shot or he would have been able to attack downhill. But I don't think it was a bad attack necessarily from Franz. I just think he should have.
I think he's got to go into contact. He can't try and finish away from it at that situation.
Or finish on the reverse side. He tried to scoop it under, and it was just.
To answer your question, where was Paolo at? Was Paolo in his line? Like, did you see Paolo? Did Paolo get open? Or?
Yeah,
because there's a difference between being open and not being able to, you know what I'm saying, and not.
Did Franz have an angle to get the ball to Paolo?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
If he would have stopped and just turned around, he could have gave it. It's just simply coming off a pick and roll and just going downhill.
I don't think that was the play though, Miles. I think the play was Franz. We winning it or losing it right here with you. I think that was the play. I don't think that he was looking for anybody else. I thought Evan Mobley did a good job, not just in that particular play. That was just that play was a microcosm of what was going on throughout the game. Evan Mobley did a great job in fighting over screens and not dying on screens and making sure that whatever play that you guys are running, I'm gonna stay glued to my guy. So when Franz comes downhill. When he comes downhill, first of all, I think he went a little bit too fast, and I think that the screen that he got, I think he could have gotten it a little bit deeper, where he could have got a better look at the basket. He ended up getting that screen like at the long ball line. If I'm going to get that screen at the long ball line, I'm giving Evan Mobley, who's not going to accept the screen and get around it, I'm giving him way more room to recover, as opposed to if I get that screen a little bit deeper where I'm in the mid range, he doesn't have that much room to recover. So the fact that he was able to do that, I think was good. I think Evan Mobley, like you just said, Ron, if Franz tries to shoot it with his weak hand, I think Evan Mobley smacks that right back in his face because he was right on top of his hip. So if he ends up trying to hook with his left hand, I think Evan Mobley blocks that. I think he did a good job in recovering off the screen. So that was great defense from Mobley last night. Great defense.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, when are we going to see both of the Magic's two star players play good together? And I'm not necessarily saying they're playing bad, but when are we going to see like both of you guys do what like give us a Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey performance where you guys both score 30, or a Luka and Kyrie where you guys both give us 30-point nights. You guys are both just explosive. Well, I want to know when we're going to get one of those.
If it happens this series run, they'll probably win it. But I don't know if they're both ready yet. I'm not sure.
If I'm not mistaken, I think game 4, both of those guys went off. I think
game 4 is the game Paolo had like 10 points. I think.
Was it?
No,
I know France went off. I seen
France had 34 that night.
But I think
game 4
Paolo had 9. I just looked at it. Paolo had 9.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then
it has
4,
been a bit, yeah. And the game before, Paolo had 31
yeah.
and France had like 12 or something.
Right.
So it's been a bit like one goes off, the other one has like a lesser game. But from what I've seen in the series, I think Orlando are not happy with where they are. They want to be winning, obviously. But I think they think the series is there for them. Like, I think they're not looking like, oh, this is over. I think they know they're right there. Now, ideally, you get them both going at the same time. You probably need France to knock down threes consistently. But I'm not mad if I'm Orlando. I'm definitely not mad. And Paolo's looking really good for his first time in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, like, he's not perfect, but he's 21? I think. Playing this well in the playoffs, getting all the attention he's drawing. I think someone sent a super chat earlier about like, why is he not getting more attention? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you why he's not getting more attention. Young player, first time All-Star, first time in the playoffs, playing this well.
Yeah.
Against a team that by most people is the superior team. Yeah. I think Paolo deserves some flowers.
And a great defensive team too. It's not like this is just the playoffs and you're playing against a good team. Cleveland is one of the better defensive teams in the league. They got one of the better front lines, which is an ultimate test for you guys. Now, I mean, we talked about this before the series started, that I was concerned about Orlando's offense against Cleveland's defense. And I feel like I was right in the aspect that Cleveland has done a really good job, 1, keeping them out of the paint, 2, keeping them off the glass. And when they're in Cleveland, let me rephrase that, not when they're on the road, because when they're on the road, Orlando can't miss. I don't know what the hell that's about. So when we get to game 6, Orlando is in a space where you want an opportunity for game 7. So if we could get this thing back to Cleveland, and you guys know that anything can happen in game 7. Anything can happen in game 7. There's some guys on that crew in Cleveland that's not sure. I'm not even sure if Jared Allen's going to play in game 6. They might sit him for game 6. I don't know. I'm not sure if they're going to play him for game 6. But
what happened to him, Chitchat? Because I missed the game.
He got a rib injury. Yeah, he got a rib injury, and he was an early scratch. So
he should sit out the rest of the series.
Nah, is it broke? He got it. No. Chill. This is one of them times right now. This is one of those times where I'm saying this is going to tell me everything I need to know about Jared Allen. As much as I like him already, Chill. If it's not broke and he doesn't play this next game.
Well, I've had a rib injury.
He should rest up. His long-term health.
I've had a rib injury.
It's a rib, Mars.
Now, I can tell you, Ron, it's
you
like
need them.
The kind of injury that he has, Ron, if you can imagine basically being in a bear hug all day long. That's what it feels like. You can hardly breathe. Whenever you try to breathe, it's like, ow. So imagine running, not just running, but I'm getting pushed around by France. I'm getting pushed around.
You're trying to box out, like, come on.
Yeah, I'm trying to box out. I'm getting pushed around by Jonathan Isaac. Who, by the way, Mars, I saw him stand up next to Evan Mobley yesterday. That dude is a bit of 6'10". There's nothing 6'8".
He's 6'11". He's 6'11".
I did not know he was that big. I'm like, God.
Who, Jared Allen?
No, Jonathan Isaac.
He's 6'11".
I did not know he was that big. I'm seeing him on the free throw line. I'm seeing him on the free throw line standing next to Evan Mobley. He's looking at Evan Mobley right here. I'm like, this dude is a bit of 6'10", Now I understand why it's so difficult to score against him. How rangy he is. You know, his ability to recover. That would make sense. I get it now.
See, but Chilltown, this I gotta speak on this participation trophy generation that we got in the chat. Because they're talking, I have to, Mars. It hurts to breathe. It hurts to breathe. Man, get out of here, man. We trying to
Man, we need to breathe to live.
KP, but this is like, it's like, you ever been around somebody that's having an anxiety attack? And it's like, I can't breathe. And it's be like, bro, but you said that 5 minutes ago. If you couldn't breathe, you'd be dead. You know what I'm saying? You'd be dead. He can breathe. It just hurts to breathe. That's all. It hurts. He got 2 days to get it taken care of. They're gonna hit him with that shot. Bro has to play through it. If it's not broken, he has to play through it. So,
man,
now don't get me wrong.
Take it from me, Jarrett, man. Rest up. Rest up.
On top of that, Chill, they have to win this series because if KP misses the first 2 games of that next series,
they got an opportunity to take advantage of that.
I think it's more an opportunity to touch on. I think they win. I think they go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Cleveland could get past Boston
with no KP. I can see Evan and Jared. That's a lot to handle.
But
it is.
Think about Orlando's defense against Boston without KP. You got Jonathan Isaac, Jalen Suggs, Franz.
Oh yeah, and Jonathan Isaac, he gonna have JT in. Boy.
I've seen Jonathan Isaac guard JT this year. He did a hell of a job.
We thought D-Book was in jail.
It ain't gonna be like that around.
Okay.
J.I. gonna have a lot of good stints of playing good against JT, but it ain't gonna be like that.
Man, Orlando, we win in this series in 7. And we go. It's really going to be against Miami, but if it is somehow against Boston,
well, man, it goes both ways. It goes both ways to me. If no KP, like if KP misses 2 or more games next season, I could see either one of these teams winning.
Now, Mars, I got to be honest.
Steal a game in Boston if KP ain't there for sure.
Well, we've already seen Miami steal a game in Boston, so anybody could steal a game in Boston. Miami could steal a game in Boston because they clearly
we ain't gonna give it back up on at home. We gonna win in Orlando.
To your point, Mars, and I have to admit this, that I've seen JT with Jonathan Isaac standing in front of him get off the peel more than once, more than twice. I have seen him do that, and
I don't believe
there's been times, Ox, I won't lie. There's been times when JT has had that look on his face, like, "Yo, come get this dude off."
You gonna give the ball up. There's gonna be a lot of that going on, and it's a 7-game series. He gonna put you in jail. That man is a blanket. He's a blanket. He's just a sleeping bag. He all over you.
Off of me. So
you gonna give the ball up.
But you can't be. And again, Ox, what I want to reiterate is I want to reiterate the idea that it's a Braun. It's like being in a bear hug and you can't breathe. But I'm still going. I'm still gonna play. I'm not. I can breathe. I might not be able to breathe. It's gonna be hard, but I'm still gonna strap them up, right? I'm still
they got a syringe full of something for that.
Jarrett Allen's been too good in this series, man. He needs to rest up.
Yeah, I ain't going nowhere. I'm still gonna play.
He's been too good in this series. He needs to rest up. He's been way too good in this series.
I'm definitely still gonna play, no doubt about that. So when we talking about this series again, Mars, I feel like this series is more the more this series goes on, the more opportunity that Orlando has, which is to have a game 7, which they won. They won a game 7.
We gonna get it
in their building. Not in their building, in Cleveland, because if you get a game 7, anybody can win. So anybody can win game 7. So that's what it is.
We gonna get that game 7.
What's happening,
and I will not watch it. I will do my part. I will not watch it.
I think it's over. I think it's over tomorrow night. Oh, is it tomorrow night or Friday? Orlando and Cleveland.
Let me see.
Have we glazed Pablo yet? Can I be a part of the glaze on Pablo? On Paulo? Can I be a part of that glaze?
They play Friday, and we haven't glazed them yet.
If
I gave him praise, but
if it's still Friday, he'll be fine. Chill. If he got
no, he won't. You know, rib injuries get worse before they get better, right? Like he's gonna be in excruciating pain by Friday.
Could he
be the glaze? Knock yourself out.
Could he be a better version of Melo?
Better?
You done started off going way too far, but that's all right, bro. That's okay.
All I know is, listen, he got with Melo in the offseason and took his whole game. And Paolo could listen if he can keep this mid-range post up 3-pointer type of style with his physicality. Oh man, and in the Olympics last year, I watched him in FIBA play defense. I watched him play center, get blocks, defend the lane. So, hey man, he could be a Melo with a better defense. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like what Orlando did. I like what they did, man.
I see what you like, what you're going for, style of play, with all that. He's a better defender. I could probably, but he's just not. He doesn't have the offensive bag that Melo had. He don't got that what Melo got on the offensive end. I don't think.
But can he be? What is his ceiling? Ox 27 game.
I don't know what it is, but it ain't Melo.
I mean, there's not many Melos.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That ain't no knock. The boy, the kid got game. But if you want to ask what's his ceiling, we can put a point average out there, whatever, 25, 26, 27, 28, whatever we want to call it. But it still ain't gonna be Melo though.
So if he's 26. Let's say 10 to 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and he can do that for 3 to 5 year stretch. Is that not Melo-ish?
I think 26 is light for him. He's averaging 25 right now, and he's 22.
Saying.
Ho! Hang on. Early, stop with the Melo. Stop with the Melo. Do you remember Carmelo Anthony?
He don't got none of that. Take that hat off,
If you were watching the game last night,
from Baltimore.
Hey, if you were watching Melo, he a little smoother than Paolo.
Better one-on-one player, money mid-range game.
I don't.
He's smoother.
Talking about peak Melo.
He's not stronger. He's not.
Paolo's 21.
I'm talking about Denver Melo, Mars. I'm talking about Denver Melo. Melo.
Second year Melo.
Melo better.
Second year Melo.
Second year Melo was not 21. So let's stop right there. Okay.
How old was Melo in year 2?
21. He was 19 when he came out of college.
He was 21 year 2. Yeah, year 2 he was 21. Yeah, he got Melo stronger. Melo stronger. He got a far superior jump shot.
Whoa, Melo's stronger?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know about stronger.
Melo's one of the strongest.
Hold on, bro. Relax. Let me finish.
Melo one of the strongest.
I'm saying I think Melo's stronger. I think Melo is a far superior shooter, and Melo will give it to you from all 3 spots on the floor. With no hesitation. You know what I'm saying? I don't even.
We talking about Melo. We talking about what Melo. We talking about the entirety of Melo. We talking about
we ain't talking about Melo. We ain't talking about
Melo.
I'm talking about 21.
I'm talking about 25, 26. Can Paolo be 27? 11 and 5.
Melo was 21 in year 3. Melo was 21 in year 3.
Okay, so we talking about that's 2006. Come on, bro. Nah, I'm not. He not that. Paolo not that.
Early.
Hold on. Wait.
Maybe I just got excited last night.
Early. You can talk about the points. You can talk about the points. You can talk about all that. You know what I'm saying?
Strong too.
I don't know about all that. I'm talking about just game though. He not on.
Took Evan Mobley ass to the cup. Come here, little boy. You seen it? I seen it. You seen it?
Melo
couldn't do nothing with it. They switched. They put Max Strus on him. You too small and you not fast enough. They put Mobley on him. I got you pump faking. You jumping all on top of me, man. He had it all.
Are these things that Melo wouldn't have done to Max Strus?
No, I'm telling you. But I'm saying that's why I'm comparing them. What I'm saying is that if Paolo, because what if this playoff experience, dog, is what take Paolo to the next step, where this is who he becomes: the 3-pointer, mid-range, take it to the cup, post up, rebound. What if he becomes this guy on a regular basis? And I just think he's a little stronger than Melo, but that's it. Everything else Melo does better.
You know what? I don't even know. I don't even know who's stronger. I can't even say that, honestly. Let me get that out of here. Melo was stronger.
Outside of scoring, Paolo does everything better than him.
Like what?
Outside of scoring, he's a better defender. He's better on the glass.
No, he's not better on the glass, Ron.
Melo doesn't get rebounder.
Stop the run. Stop. I knew you were gonna say
Chill,
that.
like, wait a minute.
So stop that right there.
Melo's better. I'm looking at the numbers. Rebound is not something where you can, unless you're just gonna say, but look like a better rebounder, or unless he blocks that more. Like he averages.
Were they contested?
He's bigger.
So, wait, first of all,
rebounds.
contested rebounds. First of all, but second of all, are we just gonna act like in today's game there's not way more possessions than there were in 06?
Way more,
So there's more rebounds.
And you can say that's the case. He averages more rebounds. I don't.
It's not good say that's the case.
But let's if we just use our critical thinking, right? We understand that in an era where there's maybe 10 less possessions a game, Paolo has more opportunities to get rebounds.
But
than
okay, Marlon, but can we say this? It's Melo called him in the offseason, right? It's a reason why Melo saw him and said, "Hey," and got him on the phone and said, "You can work out with me." There's a reason. Melo saw something in him.
And Ops, this is why we get people saying stuff like Jason Tatum think he Kobe Bryant. Well, he not.
Yo,
Devin Booker,
ridiculous though.
Devin Booker think he Kobe Bryant.
Melo and Paolo is way more comparable and more realistic than Kobe or Devin Booker, or than Kobe and Devin Booker and JT.
I see
JaVale McGee working for Kim, so I don't know. I see.
How'd that go? I seen Stoudemire.
But he paid him, y'all. Hold up, wait a minute. Melo called Pablo. Have y'all ever seen how Melo talk about Paolo? He loves Paolo, y'all.
So that does not
He
make
had picked up the cornrows. He wanted to be Melo. He idolizes Melo.
This is nuts.
Michael Beasley loved Brandon Ingram.
That's just not how it works, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just not how it works. I don't,
it's not.
like, for instance, okay, De'Aaron Fox signed to Steph Curry now. He worked out with Steph all summer. That mean De'Aaron and Steph now? That's not how it works.
Early,
you're being nasty. You guys are being so nasty.
No, listen, Early.
I just don't see the Melo from that.
The next Steph Curry is Japanese,
really
and his last name is Domingo.
Now,
That's Steph Curry.
I'm not taking no Paolo take from you right now until you take that hat off.
It's not crazy.
Going on.
I'm saying, like, scoring, I give it to Melo. Anything outside of that, I think the rebounding is fairly comparable. You guys did make a good point. I get that, but it's still close though. You can't just say Melo clears. On top of that, playmaking, Paolo's a better passer than Melo. He's a better defender. He's bigger, damn near more athletic. Like it's.
So then they aren't. So then they aren't comparable.
Why y'all so cold?
Nobody in his way except for Franz.
No, I think Paolo's a great passer. But if Paolo does all these things, which I'm not, Paolo great passer,
like
defense is solid, whatever. Then why is the comparison Melo? Then they don't play similarly. Why are we comparing him to Melo?
I think they do play fairly similarly.
I think his game is very similar.
I think they do.
I think he plays more like Pistons Blake Griffin than Carmelo.
I think he's Antoine Walker.
I can see that too. I can see that too.
I think, and I'm not saying he's not going to be better or what. I'm saying play style. I think he's
so. If Paolo is Pistons Blake Griffin for his career, Mars, is he not a absolute animal? If he's Pistons Blake Griffin for his career,
I think Paolo's going to be a great player for a very long time. I just don't think he plays like Melo.
But I think Paolo shoots better than Pistons Blake Griffin. Much better.
He doesn't face up like Melo. He doesn't post up nearly as much as he should. Like the strength thing. The strongest wings I've ever seen is Melo, Ron Artest, and LeBron. I ain't never seen strength like those.
Can I say this about Paolo though? If you looked at Paolo from year one and how much of a leap he made with his jump shot, with his three-pointer, even his level of posting up. Like year one, he was just drive, spin move, the same thing he was doing to Duke, turn the ball over. But year two, he's made such a leap, y'all. So I'm saying, if he's on this project, where is he 3 years from now if he improved that much?
That's not how it works. You don't just keep
progression isn't linear. You don't just improve by the same amount every year. Like, we thought that was the thing they said about Scottie Barnes after his rookie year. Then his second year was kind of stagnant, and then year three he just took off and like leveled up. Like maybe Paolo improves a great amount from year one to year two, and then year three is a bit more stagnant. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying progression isn't linear.
I just turned 30.
You don't know how much it's going to improve.
Chill. I just turned 30 Wednesday. Everybody grew up. 03 was my draft class. That's like my childhood. Melo's gone. LeBron's going to be gone. D Wade's gone. Chris Bosh is gone. So if I see somebody that looks similar to something I grew up loving, I'm going to compare it.
Which I can get with that logic, but I mean, Early, this ain't the drug game. I'm not doubling my money every year. That's not the way that works. No, I'm not okay. I made 20,000 this year. Next year I'm making 50. Next year I'm making 100. That's not going to work with Paolo. He's not doubling his money every year.
No. But when I see Paolo, I think Usher. You remind me of a guy that I once knew.
I'm looking at Paolo. I want you to imagine Antoine Walker except a better athlete. That's what I'm looking at.
Antoine Walker.
Yes, that's what I see.
With the shape,
Don't forget, we got a 20 and 10 guy in Antoine Walker who can knock down the long ball. Clean glass, ridiculous one-on-one player. Now, what I want you to do earlier, because I want you to make
on team though.
But not only that, what I want you to do is I want you to take Antoine Walker and I want you to make him a better athlete. That's what I'm looking at when I look at Paolo.
I just see Pistons Blake.
He's so much better than. But listen, Pistons Blake Griffin is amazing, Mark. Like that Blake Griffin had everything.
That's the best Blake ever was. Like, that's
everything.
A good thing. I just think that's the comparison.
Think he was better, Mars? You think he was better than Clipper? You think he was better than Clipper Blake Griffin?
1,000%.
Yes.
The playmaking, the jump shot, the perimeter game, the handle.
Had an 80% free throw.
Yeah.
Had a man. What posted up?
And if he ain't played with his knee injury in the playoffs,
playmaking,
he would have still been that Blake to this day.
So Mars, the Blake Griffin that's with the Pistons. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that was the guy that I think he made the All-Pro team that year. That 1 year, he made the All-Pro team. He wasn't hopping like he was. He wasn't the athlete that he was in the Clippers, right? He wasn't the athlete.
Didn't need it.
He did have a better face-up game. Did he have that game with the Clippers? They just didn't utilize it.
No, he didn't have it.
I don't think that just came out of nowhere.
He didn't have it.
No, I think. Like the last couple years on the Clippers, when he stopped, he wasn't as much of a pick and roll threat. Like he still played in the pick and roll, but you saw he was posting up more, he was facing up. You could see it. Like he was improving. But that is it 19? 19, I think is the year. That Blake, where he was making pull-up threes, handling and pick and roll. The defense was still solid. He's still getting to the rim in transition. He's
starting to pick up that dirty work.
That Blake. That's what I see with
Pistons. Blake Griffin was a poor man's LeBron, and I'm be honest with you. If Pistons Blake Griffin played for the Clippers, they probably make it to the finals. Honestly,
and I think saying that reminds me more of
Memphis teams.
What Paolo is. Not saying he won't be better than that, but I think play style wise, I think that's the most accurate comparison.
Even if Paolo doesn't get as good as he got from year 1 to year 2, if it takes him another 2 years to get that type of growth, 2 or 3 years. By 25, he's 30, 12, and 5 or 6. If he gonna keep at this pace,
30, 12, and 6 that's Giannis. That's the league MVP. That's how good you think he's gonna be.
I think Paolo can be. Listen, it's the reason why he went number 1. Like
early, is that him? 30,
yes,
30,
I
12,
think in his prime,
Giannis is one of the best.
In his prime chill, he is at least 27, 10, and 4 in his prime. And I'm talking about for like 5 years.
I could get with that. I don't hate that.
30,
not
12,
only that,
6?
and that's another
thing.
No,
he said 20. No, he said 27.
We talked about the Rockets. We talked about the Thunder. That Orlando team is coming.
No doubt.
We don't talk about them enough. Them Franz Wagner, we are here to buff you up. Them two brothers are a problem. Then you got Suggs, dirty working. You're gonna have to get rid of Mikal Fultz. If they get a legit point guard somewhere along the line in the draft or something.
Got one. His name's Anthony Black. He's just a little too young to play right now.
I watched Anthony Black. Listen, I'm a real college basketball fan. Anthony Black is a loser. I watched them all Arkansas. Them Arkansas play. The only good Arkansas player coming out of Arkansas is no one actually, because even the boy that played for the Hornets was a loser. I don't know how he even was top 10 drafted. Anthony ain't got it. He great defender. Anthony might be.
Yeah, I think you tripping early.
Anthony
got
it.
Early is getting fired.
Michael Carter.
Early, you getting fired as the GM. 100%.
Anthony Black ain't that. I'm telling y'all, I really watched that boy with Arkansas. I don't see it. I think he'll be a great defender. I think he'll be a role player guy. I don't think you can put him in the spot.
If I'm not mistaken, not he's a rook. So last year, didn't they go to the final? Wasn't Arkansas in the Final Four last year?
Not even a little bit.
Oh,
Arkansas?
It was
or the year before they went in the Final Four.
No. I mean, either way, or lead or not, you know what you just said right there early. He doesn't need to be a superstar though, because they got Franz, they got Paolo. He doesn't need to be an all-star, a superstar player. He needs to come in, play his position, play defense, distribute the rock, knock down open threes, and just be a solid.
Let Franz run point.
Who?
Let Franz run point. If that's the case.
Also,
that's not what Franz to do. It don't make no sense for him to run points. You got Anthony Black. Let Anthony Black do his thing. It's Markel Fultz and Cole Anthony. Once you get them out the way, you know what I'm saying. But he don't need to be a superstar at the point guard position, an all-star either. He just got to be a solid passer, a really good defender, knock down open shots, and just be a solid basketball player. Make smart decisions.
The shot is the biggest thing. If he can,
it's terrible. It's terrible, Mars.
He can become a consistent shooter, which I don't know, like what the upside is on that, but yeah, Anthony Black, Jalen Suggs, Franz, Paolo, Jonathan Isaac, defensively. Oh my goodness!
That's what I'm trying to tell you, Mars.
I want y'all to put some respect on Jalen Suggs too. Jalen Suggs is really a good basketball player.
But I think he's still been a most improved
really good basketball player.
When he played with Gonzaga, I saw Brandon Roy, but people's games sure do change in the NBA, man. You think you see something, and then the NBA coming, it's like, damn, I guess I ain't shit no more.
You saw B Ward in the stands watching him play.
Yeah, I wasn't high on.
Well, I'm just
Suggs.
I just want to know where did you see Brandon
Suggs, Johnny Davis for the Wizards? Those are guys I thought were going to be really good, man.
Really good. Suggs is really good.
I think he means offensively, like he's still something.
Yeah,
he is nice.
He's 23. He's 22, 23. Can we give these guys?
Yeah, that hairline do be making people think he's older than he is. He's still a young guy.
They just need a real point, man. I think they need a real point who can really facilitate. If Anthony Black can be that cool, but they need to. If they had a point guard who can really get them going, because that team is fast, and they had a point guard who could really run the floor, Jason Kidd style. Not saying that he needed Jason Kidd type guy, but just somebody who can move. Even like a TJ McConnell, you get a 30-year-old vet to come in here and let him just push the pace.
That's what they
drafted. It's gonna be Anthony Black. He's just a rookie. It's gonna be him. Maybe next year, maybe the year after. I don't know, but it's gonna be Anthony Black.
But they got to get rid of Cole Anthony, please. Get rid of him.
Fellas, I do got some super chats, and they're actually a lot pertaining to the Magic in the Cavs series. So let's go ahead and get into it. Christopher D said Orlando needs a consistent shooter, a Luke Kennard, Klay Thompson archetype. To space the floor as we have defense and star duo. Also, as a GM for the Suns, would you go for a PG like or a point guard like Tyus Jones or a paint presence center?
I like Tyus Jones for Orlando.
Well, number one, you already had a paint presence center, but you traded him. And number two, you don't have any money. Your three guys, before the season starts, those three guys that you have, before we even start early, we got $150 million on the books. Now, I want you to add in Grayson Allen, who you extended his contract, put another $25 million on that. So right then and there, before we even open up training camp, we're $175 million in. Where the money coming at? Where's the money at?
How much is it going to cost them to get TJ McConnell or Tyus Jones?
They're not going to take minimums. They can only afford minimums.
I'm not taking a little bit of money to go down to Phoenix, Ox. Hell no.
Oh, that's a win in Phoenix. Tyus a win in Phoenix.
I ain't taking no little bit of money.
Tyus to do what?
Win.
They're not keeping that team next year. That team is going to be dismantled. Other than Devin Booker, everybody's probably on the trade block. KD would not be wear Suns jersey next year. I can almost guarantee you that.
Next year,
we'll see. I don't know.
He's not going to finish the season in a Suns jersey.
Yeah, he won't be in a Suns jersey. Trust me that. Trust me that much.
I'm just trying to figure out who's helping them though. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who is helping Phoenix? Because Phoenix put themselves in a situation when they pushed all their chips to the front of the table and traded for Bradley Beal, which was bad. They shouldn't have done that in the first place. Then they also moved off of DeAndre Ayton, which that's neither here nor there. With all of that being said, what pieces, like, don't forget early, Bradley Beal, next season, $50 million. The next year after that, $53 million. The next year after that, $57 million. That's just him. That don't include KD, who got 2 more years on his deal.
Like robbery to me.
Yeah, KD, who got 2 more years on his deal. Now, Devin Booker, he's the youngest of the 3 of these guys, and he's still under contract. So who is the most likely to get moved of all 3 of these guys? Well, I tell you, who can't move. Don't forget, Bradley Beal got a no trade clause in his contract too. So don't think you just shipping me to New Orleans or San Antonio or some shit like that, because that's not happening. So you got to figure it out.
KD,
it's mystery option number 4, Grayson Allen.
This is my thing, and chill. I'm crazy that you say this, because why are we just getting rid of these guys? We got the talent. Why don't we just play basketball? Why don't we put in some offense in here? Why don't
we did that we did that this season, Ox. That just passed. We did that this season.
That's another thing. That's another thing, Chill. You are the main one that say this. We just got this crew together. Yep. These guys haven't played. These dudes they had some Bradley Beal battled the injuries, got ready towards the season. Grayson Allen came into his own. A team like this, I'm not just. It's not a hot. First of all, and I typically don't like to talk about it this way. I typically like to keep it on the court, but off the court, this new owner needs to sell tickets. Yes, he just got there. He needs to sell tickets. Right. So this new owner has to remember, like, I got to keep these guys in these jerseys. Make sure that the city of Phoenix knows that we're gonna be competitive. Mm-hmm. We're gonna try to win games. I'm not just getting rid of these guys for no draft picks and no youngsters and nothing like that. I'm just here. We're gonna sell these tickets first of all. Second. It's like you always say, Chill. This team, they're just getting together. We don't give up on the team with this much talent in 1 year because they got a stagnant offense, things like that. Now, if we can flip a couple pieces and maybe go get we don't need a superstar point guard either. We need a TJ McConnell, Tyus Jones type point guard over there. I'm not sure about Kyle Lowry. I see what you're saying, though, Chill. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about exactly what name, but that's all they need to do. Maybe go get one more rebounder. Maybe Drew got to get out of there. Bring somebody else. I don't know exactly it, but this team has too much talent. You know what I mean? For me,
just from those three guys. Just from those three games.
Not from just those 3 games. Not from just those. I'm just talking ball early. I'm not talking about who I was rooting for or who I like. I'm just talking ball.
Anyway,
it's gonna be better. I haven't been a Suns fan since Amari was there.
Right.
But I'm just talking who
tall and talented.
I'm saying we don't. To me, it don't make no sense to move off of this much talent. And I'm not talking about just them 3. I'm talking about Grayson Allen. I'm talking about the big fella. I like Nurkic. Some people don't. That's your prerogative. I like Nurkic. I'm not coming off of these guys unless I'm getting something in return that I know is a better piece, and that's something better than TJ McConnell and Tyus Jones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm fine with working that out. Maybe going to try to find another big to rebound. But I like this squad as far as we just switch some things up. We need to implement some more offense that's moving around. We need to get the ball going. We can't just watch Devin Booker on the wing, watch KD work from the mid post or wherever he catches the ball at. We got to play basketball. And that's one thing I think that they need to do down there. I'm not down with panicking because we got swept by them.
That sound good, but KD not playing for next year. Here's my thing: you cannot every year that KD gets older, the same way with LeBron, you cannot continue to make him your 1 or 2 option. If I'm Phoenix Suns, if I'm Phoenix, I'm picking my phone up, I'm dialing the number, and I'm saying, "Is this OKC? Hey, what y'all want for KD for a reunion?" And what's up with them draft picks? Can I get a player for one of y'all? You want Josh
Giddey, you want Lou Dort, you want 2 or 3 first rounds? That's what you want?
Because give me Josh. Give me Josh.
They're not coming off a
give me Josh. Give me
Kevin Durant has 2 years left in the NBA.
Give me Josh. Give me Wallace.
I would
let me
fire
get 2
my
first
GM
rounds.
If you put
KD is at your door wearing 35 again.
For who?
Josh and Casey Wallace.
Casey Wallace, 2 first rounds, and he's at your door. Because I'm gonna make something work with the first rounds.
But no, you're not.
Josh Giddey.
You're fired. That's what you're gonna get. The only thing you're gonna get done is packing up your damn office. That's the only thing you're gonna do.
Do y'all think KD is still? Hey, bro, we gotta understand he's getting older.
You just said Josh Giddey, Casey Wallace, and 2 first-round picks. You can't do that for Kevin Garnett. Oh, it's no
Kevin
way.
Durant, you mean?
Kevin Durant.
Yeah, Durant.
So you again, I promise you, KD won't be in the Suns jersey next year. And I don't want to bring you can see it in his body language.
Maybe Miami.
He don't want to be there no more.
So we move. Okay, first of all, early. 2 things. Number 1, Ron, Bama is right. In or out. Keep your ass in the house or go outside. Which one is it, Ron? You either stay your ass in here or you going outside. Yeah, you Ron. Bama is absolutely right.
Yeah.
Keep your ass in the house or go your ass outside.
I'm just not trying to eat this big ass bowl of.
Okay, that's not gonna happen. You ain't gonna keep running in and out. That's not gonna happen.
I got you right here. I'm just not trying to, I'm not trying to be rude. That's it. I'm not trying to smack in y'all faces.
He air conditioning the whole block.
That's what he doing. That's exactly what he doing. But now, back to early. So we clear. I just want to make sure that we're clear. Kevin Durant demanded to be traded last season. He didn't ask. He demanded to be traded last season, and it was specifically to Phoenix. That's where he wanted to go. Now, this thing hasn't worked out. Ox, to your point, maybe we need a different system in here offense. Not maybe.
I gave you 2 years. Remember that, Chitchat.
Yes,
this
you did.
About to be 2.
Yeah. Now, I will say this, Ox. I think the offense needs to change.
100%.
But it never changes with KD. Every team he plays for, he's a one-on-one guy. The only team he didn't do that for was Golden State because they have an actual system. When he played for OKC,
and it worked.
It was you go, I go, Russ. When he played for
the Nets, you go,
I go, Kyrie.
And it didn't work.
Always do that.
And it didn't work.
That's what I'm saying.
And it didn't work. It worked in Golden State.
It never works.
It worked in Golden State.
He on a team for the one-on-one guys.
It worked in Golden State. That's why they won. Even though he had problems with the offense, he had problems with Steve Kerr. He had problems with how they were using him because he is more of an isolation player. I get that. But it did work there, which means that KD at his advanced age, he should be more receptive to the offense working like that. Because in the past, we've shown that we could win this way. How did this work out with him being an isolation player in Phoenix? You go down screen, cross screen, pick and roll. How'd that work? There's the door. Take this whack-ass crew with you and get out. That's how that worked. Now, if we start moving the ball and we get a different offense in here and we implement different things, now we're talking about something completely different. Plus, KD, you can't bail like that. You asked to be here. You asked to be here.
Hey, Mars.
Chill.
Could they get Mike D'Antoni back in Phoenix?
Man.
I'm here for it. Get Mike D'Antoni back in the league, man.
Here you go.
Get Mike D'Antoni back in the league.
Chill, I'm gonna tell you what my dad told me. And my daddy 20. My daddy be 77 years old this year. He old enough to be your daddy. Chill.
Shout out to Pops.
Hey, shout out to Pops. I'm telling my dad told me you can shop at a different store, but I'm still gonna make the meal the same.
Still the same thing. I get the eggs from
I'm
somewhere
still
else.
gonna make the meal the same.
It's still the same eggs.
So as long as KD can be somewhere where he can get his one-on-one on, that's all he'll do. Again, he had to do it because but Golden State was gonna run sets. That's what they do. We're gonna make sure Steph get open. We're gonna make sure Clay get open because they were built off guys who don't one-on-one. Everywhere else he's played, he one-on-one. You go Russell, I go. You go James or Kyrie, I go. Even last year with him and Devin Booker in the playoffs. You go Dev, I go. He continues to do that. So unless you bringing in a whole different coach, and then even then, he got to believe in it. Of course you're going to believe in Steve Kerr after we won a championship, won 7-3-9. I'm not believing in Frank Vogel. I might not believe in Mike D'Antoni because with Mike D'Antoni, who playing the point guard? He had James Harden. He had Steve Nash. You make Devin Booker, James Harden?
He won a championship with the Lakers. Don't leave that out. He did win a championship with the Lakers. Frank Vogel did. So he does have some credibility.
It's a million ways to skin the cat, man. And on top of that, they got he got Fizdale on the bench. I always felt Fizdale was more of a defensive-minded coach as well, too. So it's a lot of redundancy there. I think they need to maybe bring somebody. Maybe bring an offensive-minded coach on the bench. I don't want him to move off of Frank Vogel either. You know what I'm saying? I want Frank Vogel.
Vogel's already going to get scapegoated. Like
that's my thing, no Mars. Because to me, they don't need a scapegoat. I don't think a scapegoat is needed. I think it's as simple as we're going to summertime. Everybody go kick it with the fam for a little bit. We're gonna get right back to it. We're gonna switch this up. We're gonna switch that. We're gonna put this person on the bench. Whoever's out there, we need some offensive-minded guys. Come get on the bench. Let's work out. We got 2-3 months to put this offense together. Right. We got 2-3 months to scheme, to travel, to go watch some overseas basketball, to check out some of this, to go sit down with somebody else and figure out what it is that we're gonna do. We got time. We can't, because that's just not basketball. If you think that you can't change stuff without changing the roster, then what is the coach here for? There's no reason for you to be on the sideline if you can't make adjustments, especially during the offseason. Some coaches, I'm not going to name any, have problems making adjustments in the game, but during the offseason, you can't implement something else. No, then that's the problem right there. I
also think
after this, we got to move on, Chill.
Ox, I also think that you're a little lenient. So when you put crews together like KD, like Devin Booker, like Bradley Beal, when you put crews together like that, it's expected. Even though history has shown us it doesn't work all the time. More times than not, it's not going to work. But when you put crews together like this with this kind of talent, it's expected to work. Not in the timeline that you're talking about, Ox, 2-3 years. Now. It's expected to work right now.
Well, I never said 2-3 years. This is the last year coming up, Chill.
Right.
I said just 2, including the one that's passed.
So with this Phoenix team, they basically mortgage their future. They don't have a first-round pick for the next 5 years. They got one second-round pick for the next 5 years. They mortgage their future. We don't have 3-4 years to see if this thing works. This thing got to work now, and if it doesn't work now, we screwed up.
Yo, I just ran a poll in the chat. I asked, what should the Suns do? 62% of you voted for them to blow it up as opposed to running it back. So that's how the chat feels. But I got a super chat from Drink More Water. He said, let's give Paolo some love. For his first playoffs, he's been progressively getting better and is averaging 25, 7, and 4 on 48, 38, 71 splits. Why is this former first overall pick not getting national coverage?
Because we have to talk about what's next for the Lakers. That's why.
And the Suns.
What's next for the Phoenix Suns? Are the Lakers going to draft Bronny James to keep LeBron? That's what we need to talk about. Not this great number 1 overall pick.
Or the Warriors.
Who's in the playoffs in year 2 and is battling against one of the best defenses in the East and playing extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to talk about that. What's next for LeBron James? Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, the plan has shifted, Mars, that Bronny James's development is what's most important now, not James playing with his son. Now the focus has now shifted. I'm not concerned too much about playing with my boy. Now where's the best place that he can be developed? That's now what the narrative is.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. I don't listen to nothing that come out these dudes' mouth.
Mm-hmm. Keys with the super chat. He said, see, that's why you need me for the Magic talk. Going with Franz was our best option. If he would have went up with his left hand, he would have made
Mobley
the shot.
Mobley would have smacked
Paolo was hot though.
Mobley would have smacked it right back in his face. Hot. Mobley was on his hip. If he would have went up with his left hand, Mobley would have smacked it right back in his face.
Paolo would have put Mobley in the rim. I'd have get the Paolo. He was already cooking.
You give the ball to your best player and something like that. They gave it to the best player, missed it, whatever.
Who? What? Paolo was like 5 buckets in the rim. What are y'all talking about? Paolo was cooking. Why is Franz taking the last? We on the clock, couple minutes on the clock, couple seconds on the clock. I meant give it to Paolo. Let him. He was cooking the whole time. For that last 3 minutes of the game, it was all Paolo, and you give it to Franz when you needed the most. Come on, man.
Yeah, 16 in the fourth last night.
That's a young, dumb Magic team. Like, that's just young, dumb. Like, as a vet, you give it to the hot guy. Even if the hot guy isn't the star player, you give it to the hot guy. Everybody knows that. That's like young thinking. I'm going to go and get it myself. No, give it to the guy who's hot.
Christopher D said, how y'all feel about Terry Stotts? Despite public criticism on his isolation-heavy schemes, he values the freedom of players on the court, leaving it to them to read the floor and make apt decisions.
I feel the same way about Terry Stotts I feel about Mike D'Antoni.
Terry Stotts and Nurkic reunited.
I do not like Terry Stotts, and he might be a good coach. I just don't. Once again, when I talk about his coaches and like we are, I'm just going off my preferences. And
Can we give Adrian Griffin a job before we name another? Bro, can we please give Adrian Griffin a job, Adrian Griffin a job, please, at some point in time. And he does not deserve to be unemployed. Like, I just don't get it, man.
Why are we talking about Terry Stotts being an isolation-heavy coach? That's the reason why Phoenix lost, because that's what their offense is. So why are we doing that with? Why are we bringing somebody else in here to be more redundant than what's going on right now? No, we don't need to do that.
Keys with another super chat. He said, F Evan Mobley, Magic in 7.
Mm-hmm.
I got to ask you guys, who's winning game 6? Magic, I know, Chill, you said you got the Cavs closing it out. Who's winning game 6, though?
Magic.
Who you guys got?
Orlando.
In Orlando.
I think Orlando wins the whole series, actually.
Orlando. And then game 7, Orlando. And then game 1 against Miami, Orlando.
Against Miami.
Orlando.
Yeah, he think that Miami's beating.
I'm a Miami Heat fan. I don't want us to win. I hope we get this out of the way. I want to. Yeah. Please, I don't want to go.
Mars, you are the only one that's
I'm a Miami Heat fan. No,
the majority of Miami Heat fans want to see the series over.
Yeah, I can't take it no more.
That's right. I want to see history. I want to see a 64-win team blow a 3-1 lead to an 8 seed. I want to see that.
Chill. I want to see
3-3-1 comebacks in the first round in the East. I want to see.
You know what?
Ain't no real fan. Ain't no real
now.
fan going.
Okay.
Ain't no real fan want his team to be up out of there.
He
No
know
real
that these teams
fan
ain't winning it,
talking
man.
about
He
let's get
know
up
See,
it.
out
look
of
at
here.
Eli in the chat. Eli a Heat fan. He's saying we coming back. Yeah, I want to see
Philly and
history.
7.
Forgive me for wanting to
Heat
see
and 7.
3-3-1 comebacks in one playoff round. I want to see that.
I feel the same way Rocky's family felt when he went back in the ring the 4th time. I don't want to see this no more. The doctor said you ain't supposed to be in this ring. I don't want to see it. You're gonna kill yourself in that ring. I do not want to see it. But I will say this: if the Bucks, they're saying it's rumored that the Bucks might have Dame and Giannis back with KP hurt for an extended period of time. If they come back, the Bucks going to the finals.
Giannis don't need to be playing in this series. They got if they get to the second series, like second round, okay, I maybe play
Did y'all
Giannis,
see the 08 Celtics last night?
That, bro.
Did y'all see the 08 Celtics last night?
No, I didn't.
Man, they had Pat Bev looking like Rondo. Malik Beasley was looking like Ray Allen. Chris was looking like Paul Pierce. And Bobby was looking like KG. Man, hey, listen. Man, Doc, he resurrected the crew, man. That was a nice game, man.
Doc's back in green.
That was a nice game,
Doc's back in green.
Pat Bev strapping Tyrese Halliburton. We got to have a conversation, Ron. We got to have a conversation about his half-court offense. It is very nasty.
We'll
talk about
it. We'll talk after game 6.
Pat Bev had that boy on striggity straps and had 13 assists. Oh man, that was beautiful.
Pat Bev was hooping last night, no doubt about it.
Hooping. And Bobby,
He's gonna talk about that on his podcast.
Like
He's gonna talk about that on his podcast.
If Bobby play like that when Giannis come back, they go to the finals. So I don't care what nobody say.
Christopher D said, I know the 76ers are glad to get Tobias off the books next season.
I heard they're looking at Paul George.
I heard that too. Yeah, I did.
That's a good pickup, actually. With Maxey. Rob, hey, but Mark, didn't you say Maxey wasn't a great shot creator? I remember you said something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Remember you said that?
Yeah, I do remember I said that.
He depended on Joel Embiid. Do you still feel the same way?
Yeah, well,
I said like 3 weeks ago that Maxey was showing me something while Embiid was out.
Okay, respect.
But to Mars's point,
you got me, Mark. You got me.
But to Mars's point, when Joel Embiid is on the floor, Maxey's shot creation does look a lot better because you gotta pay more attention to Joel Embiid as opposed to when Maxey is on the floor by himself or without Joel Embiid. You only have to pay that much attention to him. So
the offense is still disgraceful when Embiid isn't on the floor, but I don't think that's because of Tyrese Maxey. I just think it's just not a great offense without Embiid. But Maxey, I said Maxey showed me something. I'm highly impressed by Tyrese Maxey.
I think they are a player away, but I wouldn't get a Paul. I think Paul George is on his last leg too. I think get a better wing.
Paul George will be 34 years old on opening night next season. 34. How many more years do you think Paul George got at this level?
Kawhi would be the perfect fit if he could stay healthy. You know what? Could an Ingram work?
Let's take Kawhi Leonard off the table.
BI would be nice over there, but they're gonna have to give up something for BI. They're gonna have to give up.
Paul George is a free agent. That's why you can do it.
Right.
You're not trading anything. Paul George is just available.
And along this
Tobias Harris over me.
Right along this same topic that we on, Jacko VX said Ramona Shelburne broke the news that Orlando and Philly are targeting PG-13 as their free agent target. Both are interesting, but which one is better for y'all and why?
I don't like Orlando.
I don't think
Orlando don't need.
I don't think Orlando need more wings. I don't think they need more wings.
Need a point guard. Look at a point guard.
Yeah, I think Philly makes more sense.
Orlando got a point guard. They got a young kid in a point guard. I think you wrong about this kid Black, man. Give him some time.
Oh, you're right.
Give him some time. There's a reason why they drafted him in the lottery. And like you talking about him being a loser. I mean, Arkansas was in the Elite 8 last year. It was in the Final Four the year before that. So I mean, he's played for teams that have been competitive. Again, we talking about a 19-year-old kid. He ain't James. He ain't Isaiah Thomas. No, he's not that. But we got to turn him into a pro.
Shout out Trevor Brazil.
That's the idea. We got to turn this dude into a pro. He ain't a pro yet. I've said this a bunch of different times, yo. When I come to the NBA, I got pro potential. It's your job to teach me the pro game. I'm not a pro yet. And that's what Orlando has to do. They got to turn this kid into a pro. Because we've seen plenty of teams screw guys up because they didn't turn these guys into pros.
But does it worry you that he doesn't get any bump now to kind of get some experience? Chill, like no type of bump. No,
it doesn't. It doesn't.
Okay. I think defensively, if he can be a great passer defensively, it's gonna work. I don't know, man. I didn't see it in Arkansas neither.
He definitely, and I'm an advocate of this, and a lot of you guys might not feel this way, but he definitely should be playing in the summer league this summer.
Oh, he's gonna be there. He
definitely should be playing in the summer league this summer. I don't like when I see these second-year guys who were marginal or below marginal. They sitting on the sideline like they were 17 or 18 a game last season. I don't like that. You dudes should be out here getting
That's
work.
why I like. I seen Jabari Smith in summer league.
That's where I was going, Mars. That's exactly where I was going. Like Jabari Smith, who went out there last season, even though he only played 2 or 3 games, the fact that he was out there, like, yo, I got to get my game correct, and it helped him. It helped him out a lot.
Did the same thing.
Maria knows best. I'm gonna go with you. We'll see. I'm gonna give him a chance, Maria. I'm gonna give him a chance.
My thing is, from what I've seen from Anthony Black this year, he didn't look too bad for me. I didn't think he would not
just
be
young,
in the rotation.
He's just young.
Yeah,
that's all.
I thought he looked all right.
Mm-hmm.
It was, he kind of surprised me. I thought he might look worse than that, but
yeah,
that's cool. But also too early, like the team's still young all around. Like,
right,
they're not in a rush for anything. Like, I know you saying they need to get a point guard in there, like, and obviously if it's like if you can get an all-star point guard, get an all-star point guard. But it's
I'm just high on Miami. I think they're ready. I mean Orlando. I think they're ready. I think they're ready sooner than we think, man. Like they just a point guard away, man. A legit point guard away, and they are out of here.
Yeah. Super chat from Keys. He said Mobley would have fouled Franz if he went up with the left or with his left early. Paolo would have took a contested 3-pointer and missed like he did when they were down 2 with a minute left in the fourth. Magic.
I don't think that's true. I think Paolo looked at Evan Mobley like you were too small, and he was taking Evan Mobley to the cup. If you watch the plays prior with him, he didn't shoot over top of him. He took him to the cup, pump faked and made him foul him. So I think he actually goes to the cup on that play to at least tie it up. And I trust him to make them free throws. They should have won that game. Orlando should be up 3-2.
When Evan Mobley came off of that screen, like when Paolo came off that screen and Evan Mobley came off the screen, he was right on Franz's hip. If he goes up with the weak hand, Evan Mobley's right there and he's got enough time to recover. He would have smacked it right back in Franz's face.
Regardless.
He would have smacked that ball right back in his face. So, no.
And can we stop this Donovan Mitchell conversation, please, from yesterday?
Why?
Donovan, come on, y'all. Come on, man.
Why?
I thought he was there to score. I thought Donovan was there to score.
Mm-hmm. And
now, granted, he's got to play better.
Yeah, he's got to play better.
Hit the free throws.
He's got to play better. Yeah, he's got to play better.
Man.
Mm-hmm. He's got to play better, and he knows it. He knows he's got to play better.
He takes bad shots.
I'm watching him yesterday.
He's bad defensively. Ugh.
I think it's me, but I'm watching him yesterday. He looks to me like he's checked out.
Nah, I think so too. It got to be.
He looks to me like this ain't really where I want to be, but I gotta be here. So I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a go. But he doesn't really look like he's laser focused.
Yeah, Donovan wanted it in Utah. He wanted it in Utah. He don't want it.
He's laser focused in Cleveland. He looked like he's somewhere else, and I don't like it because I seen Donovan Mitchell at his best, and when he's at his best, I think he's the best 2-guard in the game.
Can nobody cover him?
But what I'm watching right now, he just looked like he's somewhere else, man. He just does. He doesn't look like he's the shots that he's making, the shots that he's taking, the way he's playing, the way he's playmaking. It's not like he's trying to lose. I'm not going to say that. I will not say that. It's not like he's trying to lose, but he looks like if we lose, so what? I ain't tripping on it.
It's almost like I'm not saying he's trying to lose, but it's almost like he don't really care about going far with this team.
Yeah, like if we lose, so what? I ain't tripping. Kind of like when you with that chick early, like I don't want to break up, but if we do, all right, I ain't tripping.
Yeah, you like it's not that big of a deal to me.
If she don't call me, I'm cool with that. Like I didn't want to talk to her today anyway. I've been there.
I don't hate you or nothing like that, but if I don't hear from you again, I ain't
tripping. Yeah, that's what it feels like. That's exactly what it feels like.
I do know one thing. This Anthony Edwards conversation, it's already heated up due to what happened with what he did to Phoenix.
Yep.
Let these guys get bounced to the Cavs and Donovan Mitchell continue to play how he's playing. It's a real convo. It's a real convo.
I'm just waiting to Mars's point. I'm this Denver Minnesota series. I got my popcorn. I'm ready.
I cannot wait.
I
cannot wait. I cannot wait.
I
am
am
ready. I am ready to. Oh, I'm ready to be so nasty when Ant beats this Nuggets team. You won't be able to say a goddamn thing to me. When Ant beats this Nugget team, and don't let him get on Jamal Murray and look like what he did against Ja or what he did against Brad Beal. Don't let Jamal Murray have a bad percentage, get shut down in the fourth quarter. And don't let it go out. If they beat them in 5 or 6, yeah. And I'm calling Michael Jordan myself and telling him to claim his son. That's what I'm telling him. That's what I'm doing.
All right, so
I'm sorry, man. Go ahead, Ron.
Speaking of this series or the next series,
Taylor, how you got $4.99 but you ain't got my $200? Hey man,
hey, I need my bread. Hey, Early, I need my dough. What's the deal, Early? What's happening right now?
$4.99 but you ain't got $200. Hey, Taylor. Hey, Ron, send them super chats back. Take that $4.99 and cash at me, Taylor. What you doing, man? It's getting disrespectful.
Hey, Taylor, what I will not do is send a super chat back. But boy, you better go in your bank account and dig up that $200 and get it to Early.
Hey, chill. You ever seen somebody owe you money to wear a new pair of shoes?
As a matter of fact, Taylor, send through another super chat and explain why you haven't paid Early.
Damn.
We want to hear.
Got a fresh pair of J's on, but owe me 50. Got a fresh pair of J's on, but owe me 100.
Them cost $200. Why you didn't put that in my pocket? You could have paid me. Oh, these old. What they say, Chill? These old. Yeah,
they don't look old to me.
Yesterday.
They don't look old to me.
Early, even though the super chat is disrespectful to you, I have to respect Tay Luke sitting through his $4.99. And what he said was originally had the Bucks versus Nuggets. Now I want to see the process versus Joker.
No, you had the Suns versus the Wolves, and you lost that bet. That's what you had, Tay Luke. That's what you needed, man. All right, I'm gonna be quiet.
That's what this whole thing is. Is that what this whole thing is about? That's what this whole thing is about.
So and you should pay me extra just because they swept them. I see the extra 50 to be honest with you, off a sweep. Because you just knew the Suns was gonna beat the Wolves.
I don't even need an extra 50. Can you just give me my bread? How about that?
Yeah, I digress.
I'll
get my bread.
Say, Luke, we need to know what's going on over there, man. Tap in, let us know. But he did finish up saying, he said, to me that would be a series that would go crazy. Two of the best at their position, Joker in the process.
It's a shame. Philly gonna get there, but man, I don't know if Denver gonna make it, man. But Philly gonna be in the finals. Embiid will be waiting. It'll be like 09 when Kobe was there waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, hold up their sides of the bargain, man. Embiid gonna be there. He's gonna be limping there, but he's gonna be there waiting.
Sure, absolutely, Moss. Just a friendly reminder to you guys. Moss had Philly in 7 last year when they were up in the series against Boston. So just a friendly reminder to you guys. I just want to put that on your mind. That's all.
Okay, and you had Boston beating Miami last year.
I did.
Okay, yes, so who cares? We were both.
I'm with Mars though. I think, especially with Boston, if KP is out, that was the only difference maker. Without KP, y'all the same team y'all was last year, and I don't think y'all good enough to make it to the finals. Listen, bro, if the Bucks come back healthy, the Celtics don't stand a chance versus the Bucks or Philly, I think, in the next round. I don't think the Celtics can beat the Knicks if the Knicks make it through.
The Knicks the only team the Celtics were.
I don't think anyone wants to see the Knicks. Like, that's just a team you don't want to play.
Jalen Brunson is scary.
Like, I just know Josh Hart is going to be running. Yeah. You see the half-court shot he made? Oh, my God.
Didn't count, though. Didn't count.
Oh, I was here. I know it ain't count, but oh, my God, I was here.
Didn't count. Nope, didn't count.
I don't know, OG.
You knew he was gonna make it too when he shot it. It was like you just know this is going in.
Hey, chill. I don't know OG personally, but he just seems strong. Like some of the OG just seems strong.
He just looked like the type of dude that if you bumped into him somewhere, like it would be a problem.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be a problem for nobody. It'd be a problem for you because
you have a dapper dude up and give him a hug, and he feel like a tree trunk. He's
like a trunk.
Work out every day.
Don't bother this dude.
I hugged Marshawn Lynch one time like that. Marshawn Lynch felt like he was a tree trunk. I mean, damn, Marshawn, you just strong.
You got to figure out how this dude is trucking everybody. Now you know.
He is strong. He does not get moved too often.
Mm-mm.
Christopher D said, I give Mobley all the credit for beating my Magic last night. Impactful on both ends with a clutch shot at the rim and a block on Franz. Much respect.
He's still getting pushed around a little bit for my liking. He still is. He's still getting pushed around, and that's because he's young, right? Mm-hmm. That's because he's young, and I feel like the game hasn't slowed down for him, but we get
who can he beat, Chill? Who can he beat?
I said this before when he got drafted. I see Kevin Garnett and Chris Bosh.
I say polite KG. I like a polite KG. I think Jabari Smith is Chris Bosh, Jabari Smith for the Rockets. I think he could be Chris Bosh. Like Mars, you didn't see him at Auburn. Slim had a shot that was crazy.
Yeah, that's
could post up, could take you to the cup, and he's a better defender. He can guard the 1 through the 4. Chris Bosh couldn't do that.
He Rashard Lewis who played defense. That's what he is.
I ain't Rashad
and by the way, early Mars had to come up.
Yeah, that's an upgrade from what he used to.
You said Trevor Reason. You was nasty.
Yeah,
I remember.
Mars had him as Trevor Reason. Mars
and Walker Kessler Auburn was a problem because them guards wasn't worth a damn. But
I started watching them. I started watching them.
My
best friend told me, he was like, "Yo, this kid down in Auburn, you gotta check him out. He reminded me of Lenny Bias." I made a beeline to the TV. I was like, what?
I never saw Len Bias in Maryland, but if he was getting Len Bias from something.
That's what I said. Mars, when he told me that, I was like, what?
They compared to Len Bias?
Man, my best friend, he was like, yo, Jay, he reminded me of Lenny Bias. I'm like, when does Auburn play again? Hold on for a second.
My uncles done played with Len Bias. I know about Lenny.
I was like, hold on. When does Auburn play again? Because I got to see this.
There was real talk about Jabari being the number 1 pick. Like, I know he went third, but like, we didn't know he was going third until draft. Like, we knew OKC was taking Chet. Like, that was pretty much like confirmed. But we didn't know Orlando was taking Paolo until like 10 minutes before that pick. Like, it was no one knew. So
what moves you the most? His ability to guard the 1 through the 4. He can really sit down on you and really guard. Like, he's really good at guarding.
When Evan Mobley came out of college, that's what I saw the most. I saw the defense. I thought that offensively, I thought that he could be somewhat of a Chris Bosh kind of version. And I just like everything about his game. I just want him to be that right now. And I know he's not. He's just young. That's all.
He's 22. Yeah, he's 22. Like he young. So yeah.
And you know what's crazy, Chill? His brother ain't bad neither.
No, he can play.
But the other Mobley brother ain't bad. They were a problem in USC, dog. Them two together with the Twin Towers, they were a problem.
But it's just that Chet thing, you know. They just got to put a little weight on, get a little stronger.
But he's more likely to get bigger than Chet. I think Evan is gonna get stronger and stronger over the year. By year 3 or 4, he should be stock enough to like really go against him. And KG was never a big guy, if we've been honest.
Well, when you look at Evan Mobley, what's a good weight do you think he could play at? Because I don't think like 240
right now.
230, 240.
He's about 215, 220 right now. Like 240, 250, I think that's too big.
It?
He don't need the jumper like Giannis. If he gets bigger, he don't need a jumper because he's not a jump shooter anyway. If he can get Giannis size, he gonna be a problem in the paint.
Giannis
is like 255, 260. You crazy?
You don't just become Giannis size. Like,
you're right, but I'm just saying if he can get to 240, I'm just saying. I watch Giannis shot
like 235, 240, something like that. 235, 240.
And I've seen Evan Mobley sit down. I know it's been the offseason, but I saw him sit down versus KD and give KD a problem.
I've seen him sit down against a bunch of people and give him problems. He's really good one-on-one defender.
Evan Mobley can guard. Yeah, that's another reason why you don't want him to get too big. You don't want him to lose mobility. Like you're in an era where you don't need to be chiseled. Like you in today's game, you don't need to. It's about mobility. It's about like. I wouldn't be surprised if bigs today are doing more yoga than strength training. I wouldn't be surprised.
Shout out to Wemby.
I wouldn't be surprised if Wemby's doing more yoga than he is trying to.
Definitely is.
Well, I mean, a lot of that yoga is strength training.
Yeah, but I mean, like they're not.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Y'all know what you're
talking about. That's what I mean. Yeah.
I just want Evan to have a body like I think JJ has a great pause, a great body. He just has a strong body.
Jalen yesterday, early today. There we go.
I know, man. But I'm just being real with you. He has over there in Memphis, man, he has the perfect type of power forward / center combo guard body, man. He's strong. He can back you down. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really going to push him around in the paint. I just like even an AD. I like AD's like just structure now, how he got wide, his shoulders are wider, chest bigger, arms a little stronger. I want that build is the perfect build. If Evan can get like that, he's going to be a problem. If Evan can get to an AD build, it's going to be a problem.
And Mars, I know how you feel about Wemby.
You got it.
Where you think he's at some point, no, not at some point, you think he's going to be the best defensive player in NBA history, which, to be honest with you, I do think
Mobley?
No, he thinks about Wemby. I feel like we're gonna get to a point in the league where Wemby and Evan Mobley are right here defensively. I don't think that, and I do think that there's going to be some separation at some point, but I also think that we're going to get to a point where Evan Mobley and Wemby are right here defensively. I do
Jonathan Isaac can be right there. Yeah.
The thing about it is, I think you gotta put Chet in there too.
For
And
sure.
I think the two
For
Conti
sure,
twins
you have
too.
to. For sure, you have to.
Early. What are you not seeing with Chet?
Yeah,
He's too-
Wemby
he's
is
too
like, you know how
skinny.
you
He's too
know how
skinny,
guys
that's
talk
because
about
he's
Will
young.
Chamberlain, and y'all be like, y'all making this nigga up. He couldn't do all that. Wemby is like,
No, I don't know. I
maybe
believe
there
all
was a
that.
Will Chamberlain. Maybe Will Chamberlain did exist in some light.
Yeah, I think Wemby's a
is
different
like
level, but I think Chet,
amazing.
Mobley, like they're gonna be on that next level down. Like Wemby is.
Wemby gonna be a
Whatever.
4 blocks a game guy for like.
You just ignore that Wemby exists because he's like an outlier. It's like who's the
Like, we
best
can't
shooter
compare-
not named
You
Steph?
can't compare.
That's
him
what
to
we're gonna be
everybody.
with Wemby. Who's the best defender not named Wemby? Like he's just gonna be so much better than everyone.
Not even gonna be fair.
Who's the next best thing? I think it's gonna be.
They're gonna
Chet,
have to give it to
Mobley.
somebody else just because he winning too many. Like, all right, that's your 5th defensive player of the year. We'll give it to somebody else. Wemby, take a break off. They're gonna give it to people because he's gonna be that good. It's like how Jordan was with the MVPs. Like we got to give it to somebody else at some point.
I think we're going to have a conversation, and I know Mars doesn't want to hear this, but I do think we're going to have a serious conversation about Evan Mobley being the best defender off the strength of how much better he gets on the perimeter and guarding the long ball, not just guarding in the mid-range, not just guarding at the rim and being tougher, but just guarding the long ball. One of the things that Wemby has that most people don't have is that he's got I think a 56 or 75-foot wingspan. So I mean, it's pretty difficult to get around a guy that's got a 100-foot wingspan. So when you have
It's 8 feet long, it's 8
feet.
feet.
And his ability to block shots at the long ball line when guys create space, I feel like Evan Mobley, I think that he's going to get to that space where he's going to be able to guard the long ball line even better, coupled with him being able to guard on the perimeter and at the rim. And I think that there's going to be a conversation at some point between those two guys of who the best defensive player in the game is. Very much like with Olajuwon and David Robinson. Like I never felt like David Robinson was a better defensive player than Olajuwon, but there was a conversation about those two. But that's kind of how I feel about Evan Mobley and Wemby.
I just ran a poll and I asked you, Tay Luke 777 pay his debts, and 90% of y'all said that. 88% said that Tay Luke needs to pay up. So Tay Luke,
it wasn't
100%.
Y'all some hoes. That's y'all some
what's the other 10%?
The other 11 are also ass betters. They're also ass betters.
Hey,
they owe people. The other 11 owe people money.
Early, I know where you from, and I'm from the same place, and I know the ass betters don't last long. I know that for a fact. Ass betters do not last long, boy. If we got a $200 bet, if I don't see that 200, you're gonna get this. Somebody gonna come knocking on your door.
They call them ass. You know what they call them ass betters, Shield?
Because you're gonna get your ass whooped.
That's why. That's your ass.
You're gonna get your ass whooped. That's why.
Never Free Miles B said, "Are the Knicks better when an All-NBA Julius Randle comes back? Seems like they're a better team without him, offensively and defensively. What's the word?"
They sweep the Philly if he's playing.
Defensively, I think they're better, but offensively, nah. What Julius Randle provides offensively, especially this year, because I said this year, I think Julius Randle showed me, like, I think his game was different. He posted up more. The shot selection was better. There was many things that I think Julius Randle looked better at. Offensively, I think they're a lot better with Julius Randle this series. But defensively, them being able to have Hartenstein, Anunoby, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, all on the court at the same time.
And Julius Randle rebounding. And Julius Randle on the glass. Plus being
Oh my god.
It was a big mistake though. The Bucks giving up DiVincenzo and keeping Pat Connaughton will always be one of the greatest mistakes I've ever seen in my life, dog. They should have kept Dante. I have no idea why they picked Pat over Dante.
They picked Pat over him, and I guess Grayson too.
Yeah.
But Grayson
Dante was hurt. Dante
Dante
being hurt is probably part of the reason, because they won the playoffs and he played like one game because he got hurt like instantly.
But even with him being hurt, he was the better player.
Can you imagine the Bucks right now with Dante DiVincenzo and Grayson Allen?
He was starting on their team before he got hurt when they won the championship. He was a starter.
Pat don't do nothing good. He don't defend great. He don't rebound great. He don't shoot the three great. He don't do nothing good. He just
the Bucks fans said Dante wanted out. I'm gonna take the Bucks fans' word for it.
Okay, all right, respect,
buddy. Why you always talking to me about being tough? Yo, you shop in the junior section for jeans. What are you talking about? Your little ass. Why you always talking to me about being tough? Your little ass. Wearing like junior size jeans. Shut up talking to me, man. Please. You always talk tough.
I can't talk to children.
Dudes who talk tough are the biggest chumps ever. And you're one of the biggest chumps shopping in the junior section. the 14-year-old sex in your skinny ass. Shut up talking to me, man. Shut up talking to me. Please.
I feel like you and Buddy would be a great, like y'all would be a great pair of friends if you knew each other in real life. But boy, y'all beef it's like Bloods and Crips, man. It's ridiculous, man. You and Buddy can't stand.
I feel like they should have a show together, but
it's like Dr. J and Larry Bird, man. Like I just hate you.
Like we get into a fist fight, and the next thing you know, we best friends. Like that's we get that out the way. Nah.
We got to facilitate a meetup with Buddy and chill, and they hugging out, man. They just hugging out, guys.
Well, we could do that, but Buddy can't talk to Chill just because his jeans is too small. He don't shop in the big boy section. But you gotta get your weight up like Evan Mobley, buddy.
You called him a hoe.
He is.
Not let that go.
He is. That's why. For that reason, right there. For that reason, right there. He is.
He doubled down.
Yeah, he is. For that reason, right there. Because he is.
All right, so I do got some more super chats, but as of right now, we got to talk about the second game of tonight. We got to talk about this Clippers and Mavericks series. I got to hear from you guys. What happens tonight?
Clips by 11.
Damn.
Series tied 2-2, y'all.
Clips at home, right?
Yeah,
Clips at home. Angeles. So in the words of Mars, Philly in 7, Mavs in 6 instead of 5.
Can we talk about how the Lakers made Russell seem like he wasn't a valuable player, and he has shown more than enough he has winning DNA?
They don't want to talk about that early.
He has shown that.
I'll
do what's necessary to win. Yeah, I will. Yes,
he is a solid energy guy all the way around. He kind of reminds me of what Blake was with the Brooklyn Nets. Like he just does whatever needs to be done.
He's a spaz. He turns the ball over. He can't shoot, and when he does, he shoots bad shots.
Those are all
liability on defense. He's over aggressive. He's a bad teammate
on defense. Ooh.
Which you never heard nobody who he played with.
Liability my
You never heard nobody that he played with have a bad thing to say about Russ. You never heard nobody. Of all the years Russ been in the league, you never heard nobody have a bad thing to say about Russ as a teammate. Never. Even KD.
I think God knew what he was doing when he made Russ 6'2", 6'3". Because although he looks like Giannis, if Russ was Giannis size, oh my God, he'd be.
That would be fire. But this is the thing.
He would be so mean. He would be Draymond Green if he was that size.
This is the thing, like Ron, what you said is true. Russ be doing dumb shit. Like that's a fact. It's nothing wrong. Okay, but shit. Yeah, you're right. But Russ
is turning the ball over three times late in the game.
I held him. I held him accountable for that, Ron. So why would you think that we're not going to hold Russ accountable for doing the same thing?
My thing is,
they just gonna hate on Russ. They just gonna hate on Russ. That's not that. I'll speak for myself. That's not what I'll be doing. I think I'll be telling the truth. When he was over there starting wherever he was at, he played like ass. When he was playing,
Rustin balled at every stop.
So he was what he just did in LA was terrible.
Bad fit. It was a bad fit
for the Lakers.
For the Lakers for here when Russ plays
when he was scapegoated.
Ron, scapegoat or not, there was a reason he wasn't performing like the Russ that you're used to seeing. The Russ that you fell in love with is not who he was anymore. All I'm saying is when Russ is playing 30 plus minutes a game, he's one of the worst players in the NBA. I said, bring him. I said, that's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Over 30. Just don't play the second over 30.
When Russ plays too much more, and it's not every time, it's just one of those things. Like when he does it, it's glaring. When Russ plays a whole bunch of minutes, a lot of the time, the turnovers and stuff, it piles up. When Russ comes off the bench, like I said at the beginning of the season, Chitchat, they need to bring Russ off the bench. Y'all swore me down that was a bad move. When Russ supposedly volunteered to go to the bench and to start working out, everybody had to walk that take back. Why is it that Russ is better at being a spark player than who you want him to be, Ron? He's not an end of the game, make the right decision type of guy. He's not a start the game off type of guy. He is a spark plug.
At this point in his career. At this point in his career, or period.
I'm only talking about
Russ and Davion Mitchell.
I'm only talking about today, Chilton. Okay. Russ is a spark plug. He's not the guy. He's not the guy that y'all wanted him to be. I'll take Davion.
Nasty. He's nasty.
And that tells you everything we need to know. We don't need to talk.
What does that mean?
I don't want to have I don't want to talk.
Okay, that's cool. Let's move on.
Like at all.
Because everything I said was true. But when I said about the Devion, that's where you draw the line. But you can't tell me that I just lied to you. You can't tell me.
Are we just gonna highlight the biggest reason? Like, obviously, okay, biggest reason, Lakers next to LeBron. The second biggest reason, the man was making $45 million.
Couldn't move him.
That was if Russ was doing what he was doing for the Lakers on the contract he's on now for the Clippers, I promise he wouldn't get the same scrutiny. He was making $45 million doing what he was doing.
Ox, you know he was leading them in.
That was a big problem. He was like the 6th highest paid player in the league.
And he was leading them in rebounds and assists and steals, by the way, when he was with the Lakers. But
when that was all hurt and stuff.
But you saw him shooting the ball. But you see him shooting the ball high off the backboard. You see him throwing the ball in the second row. That part doesn't matter. But I understand.
I think Russ can't be your primary ball carrier. You needed James Harden. I do understand that. I think if they would let Austin Reeves or D'Lo or somebody like that, and they had somebody like that to play with Russ does not need to bring the ball down the court every possession. I do believe that. That's why it's easy for him with James Harden. He can set picks. He can do back cuts. All that. I do agree with Bob on that. He does not need to be your point guard, bring the ball.
Forgive me for not caring about all them stats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know you don't. I know you don't give a damn about none of that shit, Bob. You know, I just had 2 reasons to come up here real quick because we only got 15 minutes here, so we got to end it off right.
What's reason number 1, dog? What's reason number 1?
Reason number 1 is your old ass number 1. Okay. I'm tired of you coming on. Pause. I'm tired of you coming at Joel Embiid talking about, oh man, if he's hurt, you know, we can't really we can't sit here and talk about him being hurt because if he plays well, you sit here, you know, we just can't act as if the injury's not a thing. No, because anytime when somebody's hurt or somebody's sick, that game gets amplified every time because that person's hurt. Jordan scoring 38 is amplified because what? Because he had a flu game. Willis Reed game gets blown out of proportion. Why? Because he was hurt. Kobe Bryant's game 7 against the Celtics gets a bit amplified. Why? Because he was playing with a broken index finger. That's 1. And that's
I remember him being hurt. But keep going, though, Dub. I'm with
you. And then 2, this motherfucker Mars, bro. I can't deal with this little short motherfucker, bro. I can't deal with him. I can't deal with this guy, bro. He needed not 1, but 2 people to save him on open gym. And not only that, I heard him this morning. Oh man, you know, I don't really like averages like that, you know, because you know everything can be so inflated and shit. But when we talk about averages with Trae Young and how 1 season can inflate some of his stats for 3 season time span, he don't want to hear it. It's surprising how he can talk about Tyrese Maxey's and all Jalen Brunson's averages and the law of averages, you know, means something for Trae Young, but not for this one. It is what it is. That's all I gotta say, Ron. I don't know if we got time, Chill Town. If you got something to say real quick, I'm all here for it.
I'm sorry.
Does anybody have time to get cooked by Dub?
Hey, Dub.
Going once.
Dub came in cooking the Aki way.
Hey, Dub.
Yeah, Dub.
First of all,
you're gonna ask the world. You're gonna ask the world. Oh man, Luka's a bit slow. I don't really know what's going on with Luka right now. Motherfuckers tell you he's hurt. You say no. There's no way. No. There's no way. There's no way you can do that.
I'm not trying to hear that. First of all, I said with Joel Embiid, 2 things. 1, you can't tell me it can't be both ways, man. Pick a side. If he's on the floor, he's on the floor. Don't tell me when he has a bad game, well, he's hurt, but when he has a great game, he's awesome. Don't do that with me. If he's out
everyone
there,
does.
No, they don't. No,
it's literally what everyone does.
That's not what they're doing.
Yes, that is.
That's not what's going on. That's not what's going on.
Chill, even a hurt Joel Embiid is better than 70% of the league.
Hold on, early. Because when somebody,
I think he's the best player in the series. I still don't think he should be playing though. I don't think he should be playing.
Agreed wholeheartedly. But there's a bunch of people out. See, you're the reason why players don't want to play games because they going to sit here and play while being hurt. And when we can sit here and tell how their injuries affecting their play style, nah, man, that don't mean nothing. Let's still cook them for them playing bad. Let's cook Joel Embiid for not grabbing boards when the man can't jump. He has 1 leg. Let's cook him. Let's see. Right there, you're the problem, sir. You're the problem. You're the problem, sir. This is why. why players want to do
I'm talking
load
about AD.
management.
Hey, Doug, talking about
This
AD.
is the shit
AD
that I'm
on.
talking about.
Bro,
This is exactly what I'm
What
talking
you
about.
mean,
Nasty
Chill?
about that,
You wanted to smoke. Here I am, sir.
So I'm glad you
Let's
said
smoke.
that. Right. So, Doug, if you're out there, don't tell me that you hurt. I don't want to hear that. If you're gonna play, play. Don't tell me that, yo, my back is hurting, but I'm out here. If you out here, be out here. Because I'm assuming that you are ready to go. That's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that you ain't got no problems. I'm assuming the examples that you gave one game. You gave Willis Reed in one game. You gave Kobe Bryant in one game. You gave all of these dudes in one game. We're talking about a series. We're talking about an entire series where Joel Embiid is clearly laboring, but he's out there. So I'm not going to use that excuse. It can't be both ways. If you're on the floor, I'm assuming that you're ready to go. And not only are you ready to go, you are producing like you're ready to go, which is what he's doing. So when he does play bad or when he doesn't play up to snuff, now all of a sudden, well, he's hurt. No.
Chill town. This is the thing. This is the thing. We can sit here with Joel Embiid, and in terms of talks about him being in some conversations with some guys like top 2, top 3, top 5 combos, or even we talk about these all-time debates, I understand that wholeheartedly where the injury bug is the reason which limits him. But when you are sitting here and trying to decipher the truth, man, the Sixers getting killed on the boards. Why is that? Well, maybe it's because their center has one leg. Maybe that's why. Maybe when we see, oh man, Joel Embiid looks a bit gassed. Maybe it's because he had to go through surgery and he couldn't really do conditioning like that because he had to sit and rest. When we sit here analyzing this series and what's going on, we can sit here and be like, all right, Joel Embiid, you're not a top 5 player, top 3 player because your health is, I can't put you any there because of that. But we're trying to understand the series and what is going wrong with the Sixers. That's what we need to sit here and analyze. But despite that, he's still going out there on one leg. He's still going out there on one face. He's still going out there hobbled. And he's still balling out, giving them the best chances to win. Without him, no matter what, without him, they're not getting those 2 games at all without him. And he's being out. And that's what Joel Embiid at a 60 to 70%, bro. What are we talking about?
I won't argue that, Doug. I won't argue that. So because he's out there, like you just said, the reason why they can't rebound is because Joel Embiid is on one leg. The reason why he can't rim protect because he's on one leg. Get off the floor then. Get off the floor. But if you're gonna be out there, I'm assuming you can rebound. If you're going to be out there, I'm assuming that you can.
And you know what? You being a 90s and 80s guy, I would think you will wholeheartedly respect a man going out there, despite him not even, you agree he shouldn't even be out there. You disagree with him being out there. You give him all that credit and all that praise because you being an 80s and a 90s guy.
Right.
You just sit here and shit on him the way you do. It is disgusting, sir. It is disgusting.
That's not the point, dog.
That's what you do.
No, if he's going to be out there, we got to take all that other stuff off the floor, man.
See? And that's why players load manage. Go ahead, Ron. I just finished cooking them, man.
That was nasty.
What was nasty?
Saying that's why players load manage because of chills and logic.
That's exactly what it is. Why should they play even if they're playing hurt and affected by it, they're going to get cooked. And might as well just load manage.
That's not what they're playing for. You supposed to? Are we just playing for public opinion?
This is where the comprehension doesn't come.
If you're a liability on the court,
he's not though. He's not. The fact, you know what's so crazy? They're getting killed on the boards when Embiid is like a lot. Last game I seen Harkenstein getting mad boards because Embiid wasn't there.
So if I'm not mistaken, the game. So the game before, I believe it was game 3, when Josh Hart and both OG Anunoby and Josh Hart both had 30 rebounds between the both of them. With Joel Embiid on the floor, who is, by the way, your best glass cleaner, with Hartenstein on the floor. If Joel Embiid is available, I'm assuming you are available to rebound. If you are not available to rebound because you're hurt, get off the floor, yo.
He still rebounds. The fact that there's no one else, it's literally Embiid versus the world. Literally against the Knicks. No one else is to rebound for him but Embiid. So them getting out, it's not just Embiid. It's the whole entire Philadelphia Sixers that's getting cooked on the rebounding because not one of them was boxing out properly. Tobias Harris, last game was fine, but Tobias Harris has been terrible. Maxey ain't a rebounder like that, but Batum ain't a rebounder. So why are we cooking Embiid when it's a hurt Embiid versus the whole entire Knicks crew?
Where the divide is that that it's a hurt Embiid. Okay, we've recognized that you're hurt. But if you're out here,
respect Maxi's 50 last night.
Yeah, I think he had something crazy like that. But if you're out here, that other stuff goes out the window. Hey, Mars, not Mars, I'm sorry. Dub, do you think we was tripping on Jordan being sick? We
Yes.
wasn't thinking about that. When the game was going on, that went out the window. He's on the floor. When the game was going on, he was on the floor.
Why was Jordan sick again?
Because he ate some bad pizza.
He ate some. I think it was food poisoning.
poisoning.
You gonna lie, Chitchat?
He ate
The
some
whole
bad-
announcers were saying, "Oh man, you know he's getting some flu-like symptoms, man. He's still balling like this."
With him being quote unquote sick. Once the game went on, that didn't matter. Go Iron Rock.
To you, maybe, because at least you could be consistent with that. The whole entire world bigs up that game, and during that game, like, nah, bro, this man cooking with the flu. Come on, chill. They don't bring up a lot of the other 38-point games or 40-point games that MJ did. They always bring up that game though. You know why? Because he had the freaking flu. They always gonna bring, and when somebody defies logic like that, and you defy logic in terms of playing crazy despite you having one shoulder, bro, you get praised.
Shout out
for
the
that,
flu
and
game 12s, classic Jordan shoe.
Facts.
But I gotta
All right,
go,
y'all. I got a couple
C, what up, my dude?
Missed you, man. How you been, bro?
What's up, brother?
Good to see you, man.
Y'all come up here, fight with each other for 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden, all right, it was good to get in with you. You know,
What you
I'll see you next
mean?
time.
It's like brothers, bro. You gonna argue for a quick 5 minutes, but then after that, bro, yo, you want to go to a bar real quick, man?
Yeah, and then you make up and become best friends again.
Hopefully.
No, that's an emotional ass bitch right there. So he can't get on that type of time. That's what.
Oh,
right.
damn.
Okay.
With the
But y'all
public
be easy.
I'm gonna get all right. I'm gonna get to these super chats.
I should have got fluent.
Quick question.
That's how Mars feel.
Mars, sir.
Got fluent.
Mars, sir. Quick question. Yes or no? 100%.
Mars don't even see Dub. Like, I don't even see this. Hey, you ever look through somebody, chill? I don't even see him.
It's KD and Westbrook, y'all. It's unfortunate. I wonder who's who, but
Hopefully at the 75th anniversary, they'll hug it out. Like Ray Allen and KG, hopefully.
Did they still did they patch that up or no?
Yeah, they dapped it up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Christopher
KG went out like
said-
a sucker. He should have never forgave him. Just like he should never forgive Stephon Marbury.
Christopher D said, no
They'll
pen
hold
pressure for
grudges.
KP. We eating them boards against old ass Al Horford.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Good luck with that.
Alternative Q said, I like how Chill just ignored the fact that we are 2-1 against Boston in the Jimmy era. They only beat us in 22. We beat them in 20 and in 23.
And you're about to lose some in 24, so it'll be 2-2. So.
Dame the Great said, I feel like my back is against the wall with this. Do you guys think KD's career is just like Melo's if it wasn't for Golden State? I personally disagree.
No, I don't think his career is like Melo. I mean, we got a 4-time league scoring leader. I mean, he went deep into the playoffs. He went to the NBA Finals.
Who we talking about? KD?
Yeah, KD. He went to the NBA Finals. He's been deep in the playoffs a bunch of different times.
Is he over Melo? Yeah, he has MVP. I'm about to say, is he over Melo if he doesn't go to OKC and win a championship?
Yeah.
I mean, go to State.
I still think so.
Yeah,
I still think so, and not just off the strength of like what he did in the postseason. Like as a player, I think Carmelo Anthony is inferior to KD. I don't think it's like this, but I do think KD is a better player.
How do we look at KD if he stays with the Golden State? I mean, if he stays with OKC and eventually comes back next year and actually beats the Golden State Warriors and wins that finals?
It's not the fact that he left OKC. I don't think that's the issue.
It's where he went. Yeah,
that's where this whole thing that's where this whole thing went awry.
But if he stays and beats them the following year and they win the finals that year, or a year or two within that range, do we look at KD differently? If he wins with OKC?
Yeah, I think so. I think we look at him a lot differently.
One championship versus two, right? Still better.
Unfortunately, he didn't, so we still look at KD as a snake.
How would we look at KD if he gets traded to OKC and they win the championship in the next 2 years?
It's not gonna happen.
A snake that went back and got redemption.
Redemption? KD, if you come home, we'll always love you. Put that blue on.
That's where he was supposed to go, but we don't got time for this whole thing. Marcel Saunders said, don't get me wrong. Blake, Antoine, Melo, and Melo especially are really good, but I think Paolo will be on a different level because of his playmaking.
It's okay. You wrong. At least you wrong early. Don't be wrong late. You know what I'm saying? Get it out.
Blake was a hell of a playmaker.
Mars, I got to go back and watch some Detroit Pistons. Blake, I really.
He was a poor man LeBron.
Yeah, I got to go back. I know he made the All-Pro team that year, but I didn't really pay a lot of attention to him in Detroit.
He had
you just say he was a poor man's LeBron.
He really was a poor man's LeBron. Like, he was a poor man's LeBron.
Bro, you've been doing a whole lot of hyping since you got up here, bro.
He was a poor. What is in your mouth, Bob? He was a poor man's LeBron.
I got my wisdom teeth pulled. So
okay, respect. I just feel like Blake, what Blake could do. I mean, he didn't have the passing ability of LeBron, but what Blake could do in the stretch, man, yo, he was so gifted that we just didn't. We didn't see enough of prime Blake because, like Mars says, he got hurt. But if we could have seen at least 5 to 6 years of that Pistons Blake Griffin, or again, if that Pistons Blake Griffin, if he learns that game sooner with the Clippers, man, I think we talking different about Blake. I think Blake's an MVP.
I like what he put in his face-up game, that mid-range jump shot. Like I think
he's an MVP. I think he gets a sneaky MVP in that 5-year stretch. If he stays with the Pistons and continues to elevate, he made Andre Drummond look better. Man, they just need to put some pieces around him. But again, he got hurt, so we'd never see it. But Blake really could have been something great, man.
Last super chat of the day, and we got to get up out of here. Drink More Water said, Shaq said he never worked out in the offseason.
That's not true. That's just not true.
Not true at all.
Yeah, that's definitely not.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, Chill, did he? And then...
Yes, you saw what he looked like. Yeah, you saw what he looked like when he first got to Miami. The kind of shape that he was in when he first got to Miami. He was on a mission. Terrell
became a member as well. Shout out Terrell. Shout out everybody that has became members. If you haven't became a member, go ahead, check out their memberships. Also subscribe if you haven't. Like the video on the way out. Lastly, I want to end the show by saying Ox ain't get his teeth pulled yesterday. He pulled a Tay Luke and bet with some cats that he shouldn't have.
Did you hook off on him, Ron? I think Ron might have hooked off on him. Ron, you ain't hooked off on him.
The Mafia?
Ron, you ain't hooked off on him, did you?
You shaving on games?
Chill.
Ain't no scratch on me.
Did you hook off on this dude, Joe?
Oh no, it wasn't me. It was somebody else.
I
got up out of there.
Your cylinder must be high as hell.
That's right here.
Yeah, man, that's terrible.
All right, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. Swiping ticket in the building, so you know what type of show it's gonna be.
Trade Kawhi. Can I also shout out the Open Field Podcast? Hey man, follow us on the Open Field Podcast. We had to move Open Field to a different platform. The Open Field Podcast on YouTube, man. Appreciate y'all for having me again.
Yes, sir. Check us out on Playback later.